Well, just name one positive thing, one happy thought before I move to the next thing. Give me.
I mean, you subscribe to OnlyFans, so I don't know what.
Yeah, because Rachel has a fat ass. Continue.
That's getting clipped.
No one clipped that. No one clipped that. You have 12 black people in Latvia. If you're an orphan, you're starving. If stuff was done to you, okay, I'll play any for all everybody out there. I don't approve of how the lie said that people should be hanged. I think that's a bit too far. But Obama black that killing on Papa.
Drop another thing. That's a break. That's a break.
One second.
So it's again, the actual draw happened, and so it's actually United versus Coventry. It's Chelsea versus Man City.
Why did you do that to Mardias?
Please don't tell me Trump lost to Gretzky.
Wait, shout out America, man. Shout out America.
Please don't tell me. So, did Trump lose to Gretzky? Yes or no?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't even know Canada played today.
Now, that is what I call unpatriotic. Guys, I'm still technically on my holiday and I'm still having some bubble baths and so time. Guys, shout out to Thai massagers out there, man. But
wait, where are you at? Are you vacationing?
Well, so this is my retreat. This is my retreat.
What happens at the Thai massages? What happens there?
Look, okay, it's not that kind of massage. It's not that kind of massage. Relax,
lady boys.
Okay, you see, this is why I didn't even want to come back. This is why I wanted to freaking stay away. So, guys, basically, this special hangout. So, again, this is all about top 5 solo seasons. But before we do that, we're just going to do some house cleaning. A roundup of Nations League. And we need a roundup of the US as well. Hokage, I don't know why you're wearing a German thing. You should be half German, half American, because I needed to represent America on this whole topic, bro. So we will be talking about Nations League as a whole, just a quick roundup, and of course talking about America losing to an offshore account and to Wayne Gretzky as to what is the state of America moving forth, man. So, guys, we're here. It is what it is, man. Guys, it's a special hangout, special thing as well. Obviously, I'll be back from my holiday on Friday. I still have a few days just to chill out. So, I'm still doing my thing. But I think, let's get it's Slinsky. What?
Is there Monday hangout tomorrow?
No. I'm on holiday tomorrow. But I will drop something special. I will drop. Ricardo.
I want my $4.99 back, man.
I want a refund.
I will drop something special. I don't care
about special. I need my fix.
I'll drop something. So guys. Like the video, remember, guys, this is, and obviously I'll explain the rulings afterwards, but guys, I hope you watched the video I dropped. I have my list here. Yes, this is a modern phone.
I don't need to watch
I have my list here. So we will all give our list, and then we will now come to a summation as to what is the top 5 based on what everyone has said.
Well, we got HH homework for the stream.
Yeah. HH homework. So, guys, like the video, subscribe if and if there's anything you wish to add to the show, please feel free to send it. It depends on guys. Your super chats go towards world peace. Okay, all OnlyFans is overrated. I've now quit from OnlyFans, but I'm now a new man. This will go towards world peace and to world hunger. So
let's go, man.
Let's just do a general discussion here. So let's first do Nations League, then I'll talk about Trump afterwards. So Nations League. Let me just ask a quick question. This is to the people and to the streets. Does the Nations League matter?
The players don't even rate it, so why the hell should we care? I'm sorry. If the players are vocal about not giving a fuck about this, why should I?
I think it does matter because in 2019, Cristiano posted a cold picture of him with the Nations League.
That is
when he
true,
felt the
that is
ghost
true.
of
That's
H was
one.
over.
That's one individual. No, yes,
That
that is
That's
my
fine.
goat. Respect my
No.
goats, but that is one guy
Yeah,
who is
but
still
that's
my
the
goat.
only guy that matters. It's the only.
This
guy
is
that
true.
matters.
This is true. So so Hokage, look,
Is he on your
what
list?
is the Nations League and how should we treat it as a footballing community?
Well, I think the only thing the Nations League gave us is I think the final groups for the World Cup qualifying are like finalized after today. That's like the only thing. But do the players actually not care? Because bro, 3 extra times happened today, and those players were hustling in the 120th minute. So do the players actually not care? I don't know. I initially like when the Nations League was announced like what 5 years ago, I didn't think they'd care. But these players were hauling ass.
Any trophy is a
To be
trophy.
fair, they're competitive. They're obviously gonna want to win. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're in the game, if you're
Yes,
in
that's
extra
the, if you're in
time,
the games,
it's
like okay,
it's
we're in the game now.
close, and it feels
And-
like then okay, you'll start playing hard. If
and
it's
there's still-
no one
My
cares.
only issue with it is that the reason why I don't like the Nations League is specifically for these reasons. When, dude, a lot of top teams had a lot of their top players playing in the 120th minute today, and they have to now go and just resume for the Champions League and the league title, the league races this weekend. This next
No,
weekend.
because you have a situation for Barca play on Friday and on Sunday.
Yeah.
And on Friday, well, actually, the European players will be back for Barca, but not the South American players. On
But
Friday
still,
for
like,
Barcelona.
I think I don't know. Was Yamal took a penalty, so Yamal played 120 minutes today.
Yeah, that's it. See, that's the
For
and then
example,
so he now has to now wait. So is there another game in a few days?
No,
or
no.
that's it for Spain?
No, that's it.
That's it
it.
until June, until the next.
Okay,
international.
yeah.
That's
But
literally
still, though,
when the
that's
season
a loss
ends.
you've had to play, and then have to play Friday and
Literally,
Sunday.
when the season ends, that same week after, they're gonna go play Nations League. Like this.
No,
Nations League?
no, Space is so
Yeah.
like. Let's say that Barca make the UCL final. The UCL final is on the 31st of May. Then I think on the 7th of June is the
No,
is
it's
the
the
first
4th. I
semi-final.
believe it's the 4th.
Oh, fourth.
Yeah.
I mean what?
And then I think
and
10
then we
days
have
after
the-
that's Club World Cup.
And then we have the Club World Cup. So like,
It's guys. It's stupid.
like, because for
It's
example,
stupid.
if we had normal ass
the players made
friendlies,
500K, so they should be just played anyway.
I don't know. But the thing is, if we had normal ass friendlies for this last week, I guarantee you, for all of our clubs on this panel, man, a lot of our top players don't play like today. They get rested and managers try experimental 11s. But now for the Bayern, the Barca fans, the PSG fans, Arsenal, Real Madrid fans, your players are playing in the 120th minute. And then also the South American players play on Tuesday and have to haul ass back to Europe for their games on the weekend. So that's the only I just don't like the Nations League. Like the complaint with friendlies was, oh, they're not competitive. Oh, what's the time? Now they're competitive, but I just don't like how they're competitive right now when a lot of the big teams need their players.
But I think that the thing though is this issue is that keep the friendlies. Just keep it. Because there are too many games. You can't have 70, 80 competitive games you have to be competitive for. Because what De Bruyne was saying was that we have so many games. I'm sorry, I don't care about the Nations League because I've got to worry about the FA Cup. I've got to worry about the league. I've got to worry about the Champions League. I now want me to worry about the Nations League as well. No, there's too many games.
No, but it's I remember when there was.
Wait, quick. I'm Kenny and then I'm Kenny.
I remember vividly when there was friendlies, people said, "Oh, no one cares about them. The players are not interested. All that stuff." They bring in Nations League to make it a bit more competitive, more active. It's actually more. You can see players actually care. Now we're saying it's too competitive. They care too much. And like, where is the balance with the? At least, like I said, if I watch today's games, I watch players that actually care. I was watching the France game, I was switching between games. Like all the games were entertaining. That's what I want to see. I want to see some entertaining game international as well. But yeah, people might say, maybe it goes extra time. Maybe the thing you can say, don't put extra time. Just go direct to pens. But I like watching like 90 minutes game where there's actually jeopardy. Like there was the first leg, second leg. You could see player actually cared. That's what I want to see. I want to see entertaining game for the national team as well. Let's be like in the past, a lot of these friendlies, like no one cared about them.
They didn't spend anything. They didn't spend anything.
They didn't mean, if we've been real, when I'm watching France play, or these top teams. I don't want to see the backups. I want to see the best. I want to see the best players play for their countries. You don't want to see rotation sides. Like, let's be. I don't want to see no B team of Spain or France or like. I don't want to. I don't want to be seeing who's the backup for Spain. I don't know what the backups. I don't want to be seeing those guys. You want to see the best players. So at the end of the day, today's games they were entertaining. Honestly, even both games, like the Italy game
You
as
know,
well.
the many games went into extra time. The men's
Yeah,
just
like
competitive.
Italy, like Germany, Italy was like 3-3, some crazy stuff. Just entertaining. I like
Okay,
what I see.
so Abdallah, where you at with this, Abdallah?
So on the topic of in terms of players complaining there's too many games. All right, do something about it. Seriously, just do something about it, because we live in a
Abdallah,
society.
we cannot advocate violence.
No. I didn't say advocate violence. Relax. Come on. It's a peaceful month. I'm not advocating for violence, but do something about it. Either take the fine. It's Ramadan.
Oh,
I'm not going to
right.
advocate for violence. Come on, relax.
Okay.
If you're going to complain, keep your mouth shut or do something about it. Go on strike, take a fine, and don't go on the international break. I don't want to hear any play, even KDB. Like, do something about it or retire from internationals. For the likes of KDB and all these players that are post 30, why are you still playing for your national team? Unless you think you can still offer something for your national team, or you generally think that your country's serious contenders for a continental or a international trophy. I don't want to hear you complaining at this point, because having too many games, okay, retire then. Do something about, or retire from international football. This is what I don't understand.
Well, Abdullah, there's a thing called 250,000 a week that I don't think I want to.
All right, take a fine then. If you, I don't know. You can't have your cake and eat it for these players. But to be quite honest, I watched today's Netherlands game. It was entertaining, to be quite honest, and I can't believe.
So you're for the Nations League and playing 100 games a season.
Yeah, I understand that point, but okay, retire. It's within the hands of the players. You can withdraw yourself. You can make yourself injured, or you can say you're not fully fit. You can make yourself unavailable. But at the end of the day, money is money.
AK and then Ricardo was your hero. So AK, what are you saying?
I mean, it was entertaining. Today's games was entertaining. So I guess it's just like, they wanted probably something like similar to friendlies, but more high stakes. And they wanted, I think the biggest objective of it was to have the top teams of Europe play each other more often, because friendlies, friendlies you're playing against minnows a lot of the time. Let's be real. Yeah. Like, most of the top teams aren't playing against other top teams.
Yes, England against Albania, really.
Yeah,
really.
So,
with all due respect, But.
So I think that's what this was for, and I think the thing is, like, it is kind of by us saying that it was entertaining today, it is kind of achieving its objective. It's like, what can we make these friendlies? How can we make these friendlies more entertaining and more competitive? Let's have like a tiered system where the top teams play against each other more, and it has some sort of jeopardy for it. Like, I'm sure like the players don't care as much as they would, let's say, for a Euros or a World Cup, but they obviously do care. Otherwise, like, these players wouldn't even be accepting call-ups for the Nations League. They would just accept call-ups for a World Cup qualifying or like a tournament or like a World Cup. So I think in that way it has achieved its objective. But I don't see necessarily what's the problem, apart from, the congestion, the schedule congestion. But
true.
I think that with friendlies.
I think the main thing is the amount of, remember, 2 extra Champions League games.
Yeah, but you're gonna have that with friendlies anyways. Like, it's not like you weren't gonna have that with friendlies.
Oh, no. But the whole thing with friendlies was that you can make literally 11 changes. And this doesn't matter, so you can literally just play whatever. But now it's like, it's something, and you now have to really play full on, and you're really trying to win. So there's something. So
again,
you're playing a competitive game.
Well, we're talking about UEFA here. They'll find a way to make money where they'll try. They can pull money out of a hat if it's possible.
Or Laporta's Betelli.
Yeah.
Ricardo, your thoughts on this whole Nations League thing? Well, yeah.
It kind of is what it is, right? It's a substitute for friendly games. All you're doing is really just formalizing a make-believe tournament, throwing a trophy at the end. People are gonna care. Like, it's kind of how it goes. It's kind of like fighting. The championship belt is not really it's a marketing tool. This trophy is just a marketing tool to sell a competitive product. Honestly, like it's cool. Like yeah, you have bigger games, but like it's at the end of the day, it like how often is this nation? Is it like every year there's a new winner?
Yeah, it's every year. And then it ends in June. So like you have it's every year, and then the semi and final is in June.
Honestly, I always thought the friendly game served its purpose. It's just not high intensity. I guess you can make money elsewhere in countries that aren't privileged to watch certain players. You know, so yeah, obviously the big teams will end up beating the shit out of the smaller teams, but hey, at least the people from the smaller countries, they get the privilege of watching superstar players that never typically come to their country, especially in Europe. That kind of a thing. Um, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm personally not a fan of it, and I just see it more so from the side of the players. It's like you play so many competitive games already, and then let's just
And also I hear when people use the excuse of like, oh, you get paid so much, stop complaining. No, we as the audience member, we get screwed over because the players we want to watch get injured and get played tomorrow, so we're not getting the best possible product, so we suffer.
Also, the thing is too is you have to be realistic. A lot of these players are not going to decline a call up to their national team because it's a privilege. It's not a right. And another thing too, even if you do reject,
But they can, right?
That's not the point. If they will be penalized if they don't go to the national team. Again, it's not a right, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
If you're denying the privilege of playing for your national team, a lot of the times the managers in the federation, they do hold that against the players and they will punish them for not calling up. Now you could say, well, you're kind of disgracing the country by not playing when called upon, which is fair, but at the same time I think the players are more than valid than saying like, I don't want to play these games if I don't like if there's no value in there for me. But let's be honest, it's a cash grab. All they did was remove friendlies and put these games on there because they want to make more money. They don't care about the players.
No. The players, and same thing with the Club World Cup. It's another money grab. You know.
I was gonna ask, do you think it would be better if, I don't know, they made it so like, for example, like you could use all of like the people on your subs bench for these games or something, just to kind of mitigate the whole like fitness issues?
Yeah,
like
for
I know
sure.
obviously
I
because I know like you
no.
know,
Okay. So
free
see, the issue with that is that if you're saying this is now a tournament and there's a trophy, if I'm De La Fuente or I'm Didier Deschamps, I want my best possible players playing this because I want to win this trophy. If it's a friendly and there's nothing at stake, I'm making 11 changes. But if there's a trophy at stake and there's something that we can actually win as a country that is tangible, I want my best players playing. And our best players could be injured, i.e. Kubasi, who just got injured. And obviously, well, Alfonso Davies, who just got injured for Canada. So it's like...
yeah, but if you have more...
Basically, it doesn't work if you're saying this is now something where you can win a trophy. You're not making...
Wait, did Davies got injured?
Yeah. First 11 minutes for the Canada game.
Even if the subs thing became a rule, like it would still be up to the manager's discretion, though, right? So, if you're like, I guess it also just depends on the country, right? If you're a country like France that has like a lot of deep squad in terms of like the players that you can call upon, then okay, like maybe I don't need to play Mbappe like 70 minutes if we're already up like 2-0 on this team or whatever. Even if I already made a bunch of subs, I think it just depends. But I do think the option should at least be there. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, let me take some Dubinsky. So shout out to Abracadabra. HH, don't let Yamal dunk on Transbape yet again. When is the Classical? That's like what, in May?
It's in May.
They're gonna. France is playing against Spain for the
Nations
League.
In June. Well, look, there's an El Clasico. Even if I don't think it's going to happen, basically put it this way: if nobody gets injured, Yamal and Mbappe could have like 5 games against each other. If all the stars align. Champions League final, El Clasico, Copa del Rey final, and the Nations League.
Hasn't it?
And Mbappe can lose all 5?
Yeah, and he's lost every single one so far.
Okay.
Shout
out to Blaze. Freedom Fighters loan back for Prison Break season 3. What? Who?
Oh, Chelsea is sending Sancho back.
Basically, there's a report that
10 million. 10 million.
Chelsea can pay 5 million.
5 million. 5.
No, it's
to
10.
cancel the loan.
No, it's 5. It's 5. It's 5 mil. It's 5.
Look, he needs to work on his drill album. That's what I want. So shout out to Talent FC, man. Henri inspired Panama for an upset story that is oral, while Arnan inspired the Fat Kings and Fat Queens. Arnan also brought the culture of washed at 25 to Brazil.
Was he the first one?
No, he wasn't.
No.
He's a World Cup GOAT, and he's the only player with a YouTube video called Impossible Technique. So if you have a YouTube video called Impossible Technique, I think you're a big deal.
If Undisputed makes one for Salah, that ruins the whole legitimacy.
Most of all, Undisputed, I dare you to make a case for Salah in this discussion. I dare you.
Wait, HH, can I have one?
And trust me, Hazard is getting on this list.
Wait, HH, can we have one rule? One important rule that we should have for later is it's just only one player per, only one season per player.
No.
Like, we can't have all Messi seasons.
No. I have my 5, and my 5. You don't have one guy for 2 things. I know. So Jadon Alvarado, Nations League is not as prestigious as the Euros, in my opinion, but it was entertaining. I always want my team and favorite players to win something. You see, that's the thing. Look, when there's something at stake, you're going to care so much. But I'm between two minds of like, does this mean something or I won the Nations League. Does that now go? So when we now talk about legacy, does Benzema winning the Nations League for France now count as something? In my opinion, no.
Not really.
But I think
no, really. My opinion, it's no. I'm sorry. The Nations League is not in the same. Heck, the Confederations Cup is more of something than the Nations League. And that's like the lowest form of the international trophies.
Man. That's it, man.
Every
other league, nah.
Yeah, I do think Nations League depends on the country, but like for them top countries, Spain or France, these countries, Germany, Nations League don't really.
So you're saying that you're not counting Ronaldo's in the Nations League that he died and fought for?
No.
For Portugal, maybe because Portugal they don't really win stuff.
Kenny, please.
No. It depends on the. Let's be real. If England wins a Nations League, we might. You might see people in the streets of London. I'm just saying it.
Kenny, if England win the Nations League and I see any of those thugs in the pub doing a thing in the streets of Trafalgar Square, I'm leaving this country immediately.
Unless London Bridge falls, no.
Can I just say, HH, about
wait, hold on, real quick. So, Silence FC, blaming the Nations League when on the other side there's Chile, Venezuela, Bolivia, Paraguay, Peru, Brazil flop and are third in qualifying. Invite India or Nigeria. Okay. Ricardo, do you want to respond to this hatred towards South America?
I don't care. This guy's just an elitist.
Okay.
HH, real quickly about the Nations League, can I just say, based on what I've seen today, and I think, I don't want to say it, but I think back-to-back might be on for the GOAT. Back-to-back might genuinely be on.
Oh, no, 100%. But my main aim is that in 2026, I'll be in Nassau. So, wait, hold on. So guys, here's the thing. So, guys, I'm just going to say...
Can I speak on Trump?
Are these guys going to get grouped?
We're smoking the
next summer.
We're smoking.
No, they're not getting.
I'll be right back.
I don't think they're getting grouped yet.
Okay, why do you think they're not going to get grouped?
Because,
America.
bro, I think 32 out of the 48 teams go to the next round of the group after the group stage. We have the whole third place bullshit. Bro, strip us. We'll give you back New Jersey. England can take New Jersey. We'll give
chill,
back to France.
Chill, bro. I am becoming part of England.
Okay, but let me go because so how worried are you about America as hosts and them perhaps embarrassing themselves as hosts?
I mean, personally, I am not worried, but considering it's the country I live in, I think the country does have a right to be worried. HH, I don't know if you watched both games. I basically had nothing to do like the last 3-4 days, so I watched both games because why not? HH, bro, Potchball is worse than Berhalter.
It's so true. It's so true, AK. It's so true.
Yay!
AK, can you just repeat that again?
Potchball is worse than Berhalter.
How?
Okay, AK, I'm
Is it
confused.
worse than
so
Bob
no,
Bradley?
because I thought the whole point was you sacked Berhalter and you got a more experienced manager and better. How is the football worse? AK, I'm confused.
Yes. Do you know how much XG the United States created against Panama on Thursday?
AK, I'm frightened for the answer. I don't think I know the answer.
0.67.
Bro, Cole Palmer needs a statue.
Bro,
Okay, here's the thing. If America gets grouped where it's a third best loser, and let's say they come fourth, do you think Trump is going to deport Pochettino to El Salvador?
I think he might have, he might change his nationality, and he might slash his visa, man. Like I think,
Okay,
bro,
he's getting put on the next plane.
Trump is not playing around.
Seriously, like, because I put this video. Is it too late to sack Poch?
No, the thing is, bro, you can't sack Poch right now, bro. I don't even think it's all Poch.
There's a year and some change to the World Cup. There's a year and some change.
Yeah,
you can sack him. 100%.
The thing is, like, I don't even think it's all Poch. Like, bro, I watched these two games, and bro, the players just don't care. Like, bro, I'm seeing Weston McKennie. His first touch lands in the opposition goal. Like, his first touch is like 15 yards away from him.
AK McKinney was playing right wing, bro.
Bro, like,
what's
going on?
But you know the thing that just baffles me, and I think
the opposition goal would be a good thing.
It's basically because it's a convo we've had before. Is America is how yeah? What's the population? So USA
330
million. 340 million. And those are the best 11 football players of a population of 340
not
million.
just that, HH. Not just that, HH. Are you aware of you're aware of AFCON World Cup qualification right now, right?
Yeah.
Up to date with it, no?
Yes.
HH. And you will agree with me. Sudan, whose country is in war right now, and all the players are literally playing in another country.
Yes.
The league is playing in another country. Sudan beat this America team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
no. But
what are we talking about?
That's is this just a case of like America just don't give a damn about the sport?
Nah,
and
not
they're
really.
like, okay, yeah, fine. This is the best 11, fine, because they just
Can I-
don't.
When
They'll never care about the sport.
a nation calls it soccer, when a nation
No,
calls it soccer,
because what I just find so crazy is that what's out of because I don't know whether it's arrogance or ignorance. Because I'm old enough to remember the '94 World Cup and how big that was, and how huge that was, and you've now seen football grow exponentially. I now see that World Cup final was perhaps one of the biggest things ever. And they were interviewing Terry Crews on CBS, and Terry Crews was like,
Yeah.
forget this whole Super Bowl stuff. This World Cup thing, this is the biggest thing on the planet. But there's still that bubble mentality of like, that's just that foreign sport. But it's like, you have an opportunity where, listen, you have an opportunity where African immigrants, South American immigrants, just German immigrants, Spanish immigrants, Italian immigrants, that's all conflict to America, where you can have a systematic thing of like, let's build the best possible football team with all of the Italians, West Africans, South Americans, Eastern Europeans, Western Europeans that all come here. Weston McKennie and some dude called Luna.
Do you know
is the best thing you have?
Do you know the funniest thing, HH? A day before USA played Panama, Mauricio Pochettino had an interview with Sky Sports where he said, and I quote, "Trump will help us win the World Cup in 2026."
Oh my God.
2 days later, after it's Sunday right now. That was on Wednesday. On Sunday, the U.S. lose to Panama, a country Trump said he will take over, and Canada, another country Trump said he will take over. So, will Trump even help them get out of the groups, man? Bro, I mean, will Trump even help them get out of the groups?
when Trump takes those countries over, we're just gonna import their players to the
So I mean, let me ask a question. Maybe it's just like a general open question. How important is it for you guys, just as football fans, for a host nation or nations to go really far at a World Cup?
That's a point.
Well, the thing is, it
At
didn't
least
happen
the
with
knockout
Qatar.
stages.
It
At
didn't
least
happen
the
with
knockout
Qatar.
Depends on the nation.
Didn't South Africa get grouped, by the way?
Yeah, they got groups. They
Yeah.
got grouped.
Qatar got
Only
grouped.
team. Oh yeah, Qatar.
Qatar got grouped.
Qatar was probably the worst host nation performance ever.
But
Brazil
Yeah,
got
because I had
7-1.
Qatar making it.
Brazil got 7-1. Like, you know, it happens, man. But HH, can I just say, right?
Yeah.
The arrogance of this Americans. I don't know, man. I think in general, I used to think that, like, you know, once we get to this stage, at one point America's gonna have a super team in football, because they just have so many incredible athletes, but it doesn't seem to get any better. In fact, the days of like Landon Donovan and Clint Dempsey, they're better than these guys. Those days are
100%.
unironically better than these guys. So I don't understand, like, even with all these immigrants coming in, like, why are they not getting better? They have
but you know what it is? It's like
amazing
I
athletes.
think the thing though
pay to
is
play system.
basically, and also I think basically guys like SK Hogan, guys in America can maybe speak better to this, but just speaking to my uncle and everything is, when you live in America, and it's like going from one state to another state is like going to another country. So once you just have that kind of bubble mentality, you're like, who cares whether football is the biggest sport in the world? My whole life is America. And for me, the Super Bowl is the biggest thing. And the Super Bowl is bigger than this whole football World Cup thing. So once you just grow up through American culture, and just live within that bubble and don't really travel out, you will never respect football or respect what the World Cup is.
And one more thing, my special message to Mr. Donald Trump. Listen, Canada will never be part of America. Panama will never be part of America. And I know you're a total coward who is controlled by the
SK. Okay, shout to Gretzky. So I mean, SK. I mean, as someone who's in America, speak on this.
I'll be honest. I don't really care. I don't really care about the American national team like that much. I'm more worried about our bum ass country.
Okay.
But even outside of that, no, like, yeah, football in America is basically for rich people. Like you literally have to, like, unless you are like a Messi level talent somehow, you are not gonna get on a football team for free, bro. Like, it's just not gonna happen. And the other thing to keep in mind is a lot of American sports is geared towards college. So a lot of American sports don't really ramp up in intensity until you get to like either like middle school, like late middle school. So you're talking like 8th grade, so about 12, 13, 14, until you get to high school, and then you go to college, right? So obviously football is not really like that. Like football, you have academies from the age of like freaking 6 years old. So you have players that have been eating, sleeping, and living football since they were like literally in diapers. So American players, at best, you kind of have that time to do that when you're like 12, 13, which is just way too late in your development for that to really matter, so even on a grand scale. And like you were saying too, like, I think if in terms of states, I think probably the best state to go to if for football in America is probably, I want to say, North Carolina. You guys can fact check, man. I'm not really sure, but that's not a lot of people can go there. So the country's too big. Like, if you're a good soccer player or a football player in freaking Portland, Oregon, that's like the opposite side of the freaking country. So you're just screwed basically.
Let me take some. I mean, anyone else to touch on this before we go to our main Totopinski? All right.
Nah, I just hope Canada won the Nations League thing, because I think we were better than Mexico, but Raul Jimenez, he got us good, man.
France is going to war with Iran for Israel, by the way.
Okay, Hokage.
Yeah, what?
It's funny to shit on the team, right? I'm sure that Poch will find his team and get this team playing better. Do I think he's the right guy? No, I don't know what Poch knows about like American whatever, bro. I don't know what he knows. But the U.S. won't ever be serious until, listen, like the U.S. Federation, I'm right here. Give me $100,000 salary. Send me to Columbus, Ohio. Send me to Tennessee. Bro, we have 100,000 LeBrons were born today. I'll recruit them, and I'll get them playing football. I'll show them Messi, Maradona, Pele instead of bum ass Michael Jordan.
No. My thing though is based on the makeup of America. You don't have to have 11 athletes. You have a mixture of athletes, technical players, dribblers, because of just, which is why I just say it is so baffling that based on the makeup of America racially and the kind of team America could potentially have one of the best teams at the World Cup if they actually wanted to and actually really pick the guys. They could, but just that they just don't want to.
Americans will play the Super Bowl and then call the Super Bowl champions the world champions of football. They'll play the World Series and then call the World Series team the world champions of baseball. America is the be all end all in America.
No, but to be fair to the Americans, there's a reason why the best players in the NBA right now are European, because they just develop talent better. But just because like other countries for like other sports don't really care about American football.
Okay, hold on. Shout out to Elijah, man. Thank you, my member of 20 minutes. Everyone relax. Poch hasn't found his team yet. These dudes don't care about the Nations League. No one does. Sophie was empty. He will put a good team together. Don't let DR Congo qualify for the World Cup, but Nigeria don't. Let's hope not. But here's my issue though. Screwed up the Copa America. Screw this up. Every tournament counts. Because what you want is to just have that feeling of winning a tournament. So I think the only thing left is the Gold Cup, and that's it until the World Cup next summer. So if you're just going into a World Cup without really having tournament experience or having the experience of playing a final, winning a final, you are going on very dangerous ground, bro. And again, look left, look right. We're going to be in 22 to 26, and it'll be 6 months until the World Cup. So
there's one thing, it's SoFi, not Sophie Stadium.
Oh,
you muted
Sophie.
You muted it. Okay.
HH, pull up Mac Mini's comment, the one about Zlatan. Even Zlatan complained about the cost of football here.
Oh wow, did he?
If I'm to break it down, if you're to play at the top level, the top youth level here in the United States, traveling to practice with a car and everything, traveling.
Bro, it's 2.5K, bro. It's 2.5K.
No. Signing up for a team is 2.5K. A whole season's cost for the top teams is at least 15 bands. 15
what?
For all the travel,
man.
It's all the travel. All the travel and everything, it's 15 bands minimum.
Well, that's why I quit soccer here after 1 year.
They don't want black people and Latinos to prosper in America.
But no, 15 bands is crazy just to play football.
Well, that's why I quit after 1 year, man. I couldn't handle that.
Hey,
so basically, people can't play football because they can't afford it.
Bro,
not because they're not good, because it's too expensive.
Imagine paying all that money just for your child to be a bench warmer. Are you fucking crazy?
So shout out to Half Hope Snowburn is all Lord. Heard you went for a Thai massage. Hashtag ladyboy. Hashtag happy ending. Yes, I went for a Thai massage. It wasn't a ladyboy, and there was no happy ending. But it was a great massage, and it was okay. Let me
definitely
not
not him.
Let me not even go into
Hey, shout out Jada Stevens, man.
Shout out to my Thai people out, Ricardo. Okay.
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's not reveal. Okay, she was a goat though. Nabil, Morocco will CIA to the.
I was saying Trump's gonna call up.
First of all, this is actually extremely because it's South Korea, not North Korea. So that's just what makes his job very.
Also, the fact that he, instead of just saying semi-final, he did or quarterfinal.
Quarter. Why not make it the same as the final? And shout out to Daniel Alvarado. I live in the US. Our way of doing soccer doesn't work. Soccer didn't pop off until social media. A lot of people in the US just don't care. Okay, if the World Cup is, let's say, a huge, massive success, do you think it changes anything in America? Or no?
The cost is still high, no.
The thing is,
the cost is the biggest.
Americans get hyped for the World Cup. They do. Like every time the World Cup comes around, everyone who doesn't care is all of a sudden like asking about it, watching it. But it's the thing. What's the turnaround for players that get inspired to play? Parents who say, "Oh, I want to get my kids to play football instead of American football or bum-ass baseball." That's the thing. How much return can you get after?
Hokage, until the cost isn't high, bro, you better go get that stupid baseball bat.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. No. Shout out to play say
CTE ball, man.
There's a reason the American team is made up of Tim and Tylers. Those are rich kids compared to that of France and England. You get Ezes and Dembele's proper grassroots ball. What did you have to say?
Tim and Tylers is crazy.
Yeah, it's Tim and Tylers.
Kenny, that was a very sadistic laugh, man. I ain't
No,
gonna lie.
actually, no. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about it. Is there a black player on the American national team that?
Okay,
that
look,
doesn't
I'm not
have,
doing
like,
this.
there are.
I'm not
Preston
doing this.
McKennie, and
No,
somehow
that
he's the
doesn't have,
worst.
like,
player.
a-
So
Somehow
light skin,
I'm
light
not
skin
doing
is
this.
as
I'm not
black
doing
as
this.
you
I'm not
get.
doing this. I'm not doing this. Again, shout out to OAW. I'm a huge fan of you guys, man. A huge fan of you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Drop me a message, man. I'm a huge fan of your channel, bro. Shout out to OAW. Guys, hold on. We're here. Let me just quickly get my iPad. Guys, we're here. We're here. So, I have my iPad. Since I can't trust anybody to keep notes, I'm going to keep notes. So,
Can you show the iPad, please?
You're an iPad kid?
Hey, let's
guys,
go.
no, okay, look. Let me say this right now, guys.
guys set 'em up?
No, guys, here's the thing. Apple AirDrop has revolutionized me. Bro, do you know how amazing AirDrop is?
Yeah, it's
You're
crazy.
so late. You're so late to the party.
No, because I never liked the iPhone, so I always got like a Samsung phone. Ever since I got this iPhone and iPad, AirDrop, revolutionary. Shout out to Apple, bro. Steve Jobs, what a baby! Amazing.
You know, when,
So-
when I was in uni, I used to troll everyone because I was bored. Yeah, class was boring, so I would just airdrop my classmates, teachers all day. It was pretty fun.
Oh wow.
No, don't have it open. Don't have it like open to everyone. Because,
Nah,
yeah.
I had it like I was pretty anonymous on the phone, so it was pretty. easy.
So okay, so let's I'm claiming first. I'm not that old. I turned 21 this year, bro. So
How many
let me
years?
explain the
Times
rules.
two.
Been 3 years.
Times
It's been
two.
3 years.
So guys, this is from 07 to 2024.
Okay.
I repeat, from 07 to 2024. From 07 to 2024. And this is about the best top 5 solo individual seasons. Top 5 best individual solo seasons.
Are we including international tournaments that happened the year of that season, or
Okay,
only?
that's an-
Or we're just doing. I feel like
Okay,
it's
that's
easier
an
to-
amazing
Are,
question.
are we talking about just player performance?
Yeah, he's saying it's an
excluding-
amazing question.
No,
because it
just
doesn't have-
player performance. Basically, specifically the individual's
Okay, so,
performance.
so trophies mean nothing. Okay, cool.
Oh, no. Well, if let's say they were amazing for trophies, it's fine, but don't make it beholden to trophies. The focus is how well that
Like
player
if, so
did.
if they performed well in like the semifinal, you could say that it's supposed to.
Oh yeah. So that's my thing. And now,
So,
guys,
so international tournaments, yes or no?
I feel like it'd be easier with just club seasons because
Yeah, let's just do club seats.
It's
So
probably a no,
confusing
man.
because like
okay, because that now changes my list then.
Can you give your list to
This guy
for
snuck
Savior?
a hazard. This guy snuck a hazard. 17, 18.
Bro, please. no.
Bro, it was because if it's internationals,
I'm ahead of I'm ahead
Zara
of
to
this
say
guy.
what's up. Zara to say what's up, baby. Zara to say what's up. Boy, if okay, you know what?
Just club, just club.
Okay, just close. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't give it them.
I literally just made my list in the last like 3 minutes.
yeah, let's just
Okay.
do clubs, man.
So, this is my list. Hold on, let me just look through this whole thing. Okay, special mentions of guys that failed to make it. So special mentions. God damn. See. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to make a quick change. Wait, hold up. Okay, I'm gonna make the change. Yeah. Hold up. Let me just make a quick change. Okay. Because if we're not removing internationals, I have to make a quick change. So, special mentions. Snyder 09-2010. Because if we're removing internationals, Snyder was going to make my list. And the reason why he's going to make my list was because of what he did for Netherlands, other World Cup. But if we're taking away internationals, he just fails to make the list. Special mention to Cannibal Suarez, Liverpool season. One of the great seasons ever. And if... Okay, no, again, no trophies. Even if they didn't win the trophy, it is one of the great individual solo efforts.
I don't even think that's his best season, if I'm being honest.
No, that's for me. What he did was stupid. Cristiano 2012. Shouts out Cristiano 2012. Iniesta, I believe it was. I want to say Iniesta 08-09. That's the treble season of 08-09, and a cheeky mention of the treble because Iniesta said what was up as well. Special mentions to Modric, 17-18. And special mentions to Lewandowski 2020. So
you have 6 honorable mentions.
Yeah. My list. So from 5 to 1. Hold on, let me just say 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5, Ribery 2012-2013 is my number 5.
Okay.
My number 4, Virgil van Dijk 2018-2019. My number 3, Cristiano, 07-08.
Okay.
My number 2, drum roll, Benzema, 21-22. And my number 1, numero uno, is Eden Hazard. Okay, no. My number 1 is Messi, 2018-2019 as my number 1. So, to recap, Ribery 12-13, VVD 18-19, CR7 07-08, Benzema 21-22, Messi 18-19. So, let me put on my iPad. All right, so where are we at?
Can we hear
So
some
Hokage,
reasonings?
hold up. Man, shut up, bro.
No, AJ, no, it's a valid thing that you said.
Yeah,
bro.
what the fuck?
Yeah, some
What?
reasoning. Why did you
guy
put
said,
that guy in that
valid thing I said for
Why'd you
what?
put those
No, I just
guys in
assumed
this
that he was saying something trash or racist.
No,
so I
no,
just
no,
ignored
no,
it.
come
Okay.
Yeah, thank you,
So-
Gary.
Or racist.
Okay.
No problem, Ricardo.
So
I
for
heard what you said,
okay,
though.
for all 5 or for the number 1?
Nah, you can give like a small reason
All of them.
of
Yeah,
why
just
you put
small-
it.
Okay, cool.
small
So
summary.
Ribery again. Shout out to my goats. If my goats didn't drop that hat trick against Svinia and Abba FC, Ribery was robbed off that Ballon d'Or because what that guy did, and I'm sure Holger will know about it, is in terms of, and this is when he was a classic winger. In terms of what that classic winger did, he was pivotal in all 3 fronts. Again, it's about football. Robin was the guy that did all the goals and all the individual moments. Without Ribery and his assists, his creativity, and what he did on that wing on a consistent level, they don't win that treble. VVD 18 and 19. There's never been a defender that has made more of an impact on a team in the past 15 years the way that Van Dijk did. And the whole notion was, defenders are done. It's not about defenders. We're not living in the world of midfielders and attackers. So for a defender to come in and drastically change a team like that was absolutely insane. And if not for Messi, he would have won that Ballon d'Or. CR7 07-08, I've had debates about this. For me, this is the best version of Cristiano. People will disagree. I just feel like in terms of dribbling, his free kicks, the goals he scored, how dynamic he was, and how I cannot remember a more unstoppable offensive force. Left foot, left wing, right wing, counter-attack, ISO, finishing with his head. He was one of the most complete attacking weapons I've ever seen in that 07-08 season. Benzema did his thing in the league. There has never been a better, more clutch performance in the Champions League knockouts than Benzema. So you combine what he did. Was he top scorer in that season in La Liga?
Yeah.
Yes, you won.
Yeah.
So he was top scorer in La Liga,
His
and
competition was Iago Aspas, but okay.
shout out to Aspas. Aspas is a quality player. But what Benzema was able to do in those knockout runs and how clutch he was just the icing on the cake. And that goal should have stood in the Champions League final. And Messi 18 and 19. I've never seen a player this good for an entire season. There's never been a player who has carried a team and has been consistent on such a high level in terms of goals, creativity, and facilitating like that. And if Barca had won something like that, it would have gone down as one of the great seasons. I think the reason why people don't really look at what he did is because of trophies. If they had won the Champions League or they won the Champions League and the league, it would have gone down as one of the greatest ever seasons ever. But because they didn't, people forget that. Do you know what this guy was doing? As in, I've never known a player who had such a ridiculous impact offensively which is why I say that, in my view, I don't think that over 10 months, I don't think you will ever see a player do what Messi did over those 10 months. So, Hokage, let me just get my iPad out. So, there we are. All right. Okay. So, Hokage, what is your number 5?
Bro, this is one of the hardest lists, bro. This is
It's tough.
my number 5. I had. I'm going Ribery as my number 5 as well. I think what a lot of people, and I see people in the chat saying Ribery overrated. Chronic Hempog. I'm a citizen. You can't deport me out of the United States, so screw you.
Okay.
Listen. Ribery. A lot of anybody who says his season was overrated is just nope, you didn't watch it. This guy put away, yes, his stats weren't the highest, but guess what? Kaká won a Ballon d'Or with less than 25 GA, I think. Players didn't need GA to win a Ballon d'Or before the Messi Ronaldo era took full effect on what we take into consideration about a Ballon d'Or. Ribéry, first of all, for France in 2012-2013, popped off in every single game of World Cup. He carried France to the World Cup. He carried France because remember, France 2010 World Cup, they imploded. We weren't sure they were going to make the World Cup with all these young players in 2014. He carried that young team to the World Cup. And then for Bayern, since day one of the season to the last day of the season, in my opinion, Ribéry's a top 10 dribbler of all time. He was so good in he was taking people's souls every single match day. Every single match day, he was taking people's souls. And unfortunately, people didn't see that because a lot of you guys didn't watch every game of that season. And you're not obligated to. You're not Bayern fans. So for me, Ribéry number 5. Number 4, Benzema 21-22, because I think it's the first time in football history we ever saw someone really sell their soul to the devil. I've never seen a comeback like this, and I've never seen a fall off as big as his after that season. So Benzema, what was it? Hat-trick against Chelsea,
PSG.
right? PSG. Panenka, ice cold Panenka against Manchester City in the final in a key moment. That was this hit the crossbar and went in. That was disgusting. And just his general play that season for Real Madrid was insane. And him and Vinny together were amazing. And then who do I have? Number 3, I have Lewandowski 1920. Should have a Ballon d'Or for that season. The French robbed him off it because they decided to be soy and shut down their league after COVID happened. Those bums. He would have been a Ballon d'Or winner in the 2019-20 season. He was literally inevitable, scoring in almost every single game. He was literally unstoppable. In my opinion, in terms of goals, I think after Cristiano and Messi, the only 2 guys I'd put close to them in terms of the inevitability of putting the ball in the back of the net was Lewandowski during that 3-4 year period and Suarez during his peak as well. So I'm going Lewandowski 1920. Obviously won the treble, but also won 7 trophies in that year for Bayern as well under Hansi Flick. Number 2, I'm going for CR7's goal scoring peak in 2011-2012 because it's his goal scoring peak, bro. This guy, how many goals did this guy score? It was the year Jose Mourinho's record breaking Real Madrid year in La Liga where they scored 102 goals, was it? Yeah. Or 100 something goals, whatever it was. And this guy was putting in those goals in the back end net. This was the start of Cristiano becoming the lethal goal scorer that we kind of knew him to be throughout the 2010s. So yeah, CR7, 11, 12. Although he didn't win the Champions League, fine, but still, that for me, that's his goal scoring peak, 100%. And then I'm going Messi, 18, 19, because I think it's the only time in the history of football, at least in the modern era, we've ever seen a whole entire midfield and a whole entire attack go through one single guy. Messi did everything. This guy scored a hat-trick against that amazing Liverpool team, and his bum teammates failed in the second leg and couldn't do anything. Bro, the only thing that's missing from that year for Messi is he would have won a treble. If they got to the final, they're winning the freaking thing. He would have had a treble. 100%. It would have been so, but even that, dude, he was so good. I've just never seen anyone do everything like that ever. And it wasn't just Messi wasn't even just, he did it from one side. Messi did everything left side of the pitch, middle of the pitch, right side of the pitch, up top. The ultimate peak of any football I've ever seen. So Messi 18-19 is my number 1.
Also, Sono, do you have your list?
I do have my list.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up. So, your number 5.
So I have here my number 5. It's going to be Courtois in 21-22.
Okay.
In 21-22, I had at first, I wanted a goalkeeper, and I also wanted to not have people that were different. People that were the same. So I wanted to have different people on different positions in the list. And I wanted a goalkeeper. And at first I had Neuer in 1920, but then 1, COVID tax, and 2, there were less games, and 3, that performance by Courtois, not only in the final of that Champions League, but I watch a lot of Real Madrid, right? So of course I'm biased, and that performance in the league that he was saving us 90% of the games in the games that were close. Our defense was not great. We had Alaba and we had Militao, and it was not great. And we would always concede chances with how attacking that we were. And we would consistently concede only 0 or 1 goals per match because this guy would constantly pull off miraculous saves. And I'm talking about saves. You watched the Champions League final, sure, there was a great save there. There are some saves in that league season where you're like, what the hell did that just happen?
But he was amazing in that final, though. He was amazing in that final.
Yes, in that final, he was amazing, but even what he was doing throughout the league season was unbelievable. And so I want to put him there. My number 4 is Van Dijk in 2018-19. You said it as well. Never has a defender ever had such an impact on the league. If you even look at the amount of goals conceded in the league, they conceded 22 goals, which is like the 3rd best in the league. I'm pretty sure league history in Premier League. It's the best in modern era. The only other one is Chelsea back in 2005. That's better than it, and that was more of a combined back four that was in that back four. When you talk about Van Dijk, you have two fullbacks which are incredibly attacking. Right, these are two fullbacks that are constantly putting crosses into the box from attacking positions in Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, and so he has just him and Matip. It was either Matip or it was Gomez was next to him, and he was always a standout performer when it came to defending, and so absolutely deserves to be on the list. Number 3, I have Benzema in the 21-22 season. That is the craziest Champions League run you've ever seen from a player, and that you will ever see from a player. We will never see.
No, it's craziest ever.
Number 2, I have Cristiano in 2011-12. This was an insane season. Hokage talked about it a little bit, but just the things that he was doing, it's not just the amount of goals, but you always say that this guy's peak was at Man United. No, this guy's peak was in 2011 and 2012. He was, footballing-wise, able to do everything. He was the fastest he ever was. He could dribble past 3-4 players, no problem. He was scoring free kicks from 40 yards. He was scoring free kicks every other match as well. It was unbelievable the things that this guy was doing. Another contender for this guy was the 2014-15 season, but that was the season where they didn't win anything, rather than 11-12 where at least they won the league with a record season. You have number 1, this is Messi, but I have his 11-12 season. I think this was
interesting.
18 season. I think the just number of goals is 1. 50 league goals is, how many goals are there in a league season? How many games are there? There are 38 games, right? You're telling me this guy played every single game and was scoring more than one goal per game. That's crazy stuff. And again, it's not just the amount of goals, like I said with Cristiano. It's the ways that he was scoring them and the way that he was playing. He was dribbling past. I'm not talking about 3-4 players. This guy was dribbling past the entire team.
It was stupid. And almost every other goal was like a chip. So yeah,
and he was chipping the goalkeeper every other goal as well. So the sheer unbelievable things that he was doing. Just if they just didn't have that game against Chelsea, that could have been a legendary season that everyone talks about. But I still think that individually, no one will ever have a season like that, where you are just dribbling past everyone, chipping goalkeepers everywhere, and you're scoring 91 goals in a single year. No one's going to do that again.
Okay, so before I go to AK, let me just take some Dubinsky's, man. So shout out to Jaden Alvarado. Ronaldo 07-08 my favorite season, and it's also his best season in my opinion. I agree. I'm surprised people aren't saying 2015 for Messi because of the treble. But as Ricardo points out, which is true, we are focusing on the individuals per performance, and we're not looking at the trophies. So wait, how many trophies did they win in 18-19 Barcelona?
They won the
Liga. Yeah, I think the league.
Just the league. So this isn't about trophies. This is really about how well the individual played. Because I'm not going to now take it away from you if you have more runs on your team. Shout out to the Don. Messi 10-11. Really? CR7 11-12. VVD 18-19. Javi 08-09. All right. And I was stuck
Maybe
between
it's just-
14-15 Cannibal and Benzema 2022. Oh no, sorry. He meant 15-16 Cannibal. 15-16 Cannibal and Benzema 21-22. I'm an edge Benzema. No, this was difficult on the list. Wait, what was his numbers in 14,
It was
15-16?
15, it was
European
59,
Golden
22.
Shoe, 40 goals in a league season.
I have that in my list. I can go on
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
All right, okay, so AK, give me your list. AK.
Nah, see, the thing is, I have 6 people on my list because I can't
Okay,
decide
so,
between.
okay, here's the
come
thing.
back to me. Come back to me after.
Okay, all right.
Can I
Come
go
back
on
So-
this? Can I go on
after
this?
I
Okay,
decide
okay.
the 5th person.
No, Ricardo, your list is gonna annoy me. It's gonna lead
It's
you.
not. It's straightforward.
So
It's
Kenny,
straightforward.
Kenny, give me your
Oh
list.
my
Kenny,
God,
give me your
that's
list.
a big sucker.
I gotta go. I'm gonna go real quick on that. There's one honorable mention I want to shout is Mbappe 21-22. That World Cup. He didn't make my list, but I'm that season, yeah, he didn't win the World Cup, but that World Cup performance was crazy. And even in the league, for me, that's probably the best Mbappe ever. That's when he was like, I thought like he was gonna ascend to even greater heights. But I think that's his peak so far. We'll see if he can get back to it. But yeah, that was he was for me the best player in the world that season. But number 5, I'm gonna put Benzema's 21-22 season.
That's
I think
5.
at 5, yeah, at 5. I think other people spoke about it already. Like the guy sold his soul, all that stuff. You already know what happened. But yeah, it was a crazy season. Boy, I mean I'll put it at number 5. Like other people said as well, Van Dijk.
So Van Dijk is your number 4.
Yeah, Van Dijk is number 4 because for me is as a defender, like when you watch the games, like the fear that he put into opposing players was crazy. I mean, obviously as forward, it's always easy to be like, yeah, the guy's dreaming it. But as a defender, to have that type of season where you can clearly see like guys are scared to just get near you. From 7, like I've not seen a defender have that type of impact on attackers. I've honestly rarely seen that. Number 3, I will put that Suarez season 15-16. Like people have said, like the guy was crazy in the league. Like I said, European Golden Shoe above Messi and Ronaldo, other guys. He went crazy that season. Number 2 is going to be Ronaldo as well. 11-12, like other people said. At Real Madrid, like for me, that was his peak here. Dribbling, he had everything as a complete player. When people say the guy's just a tap-in merchant and all that stuff, the guy don't dribble. I feel like, yeah, like I said, nowadays people disrespect him because they see the latter part of the season. Like, if you guys go back and watch him, like late Man United days, early Real Madrid when he had number 9 shirts, stuff like that, the guy was crazy. The guy was going crazy. And for me, number 1 is Messi, but like I think was as soon as I said 11-12, the numbers is ridiculous, man. To score that in a calendar year, not like I said 50 in the league season is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is stupid.
This is stupid.
So was 15 La Liga goals?
Yeah, La Liga goals. That is you can't even do that.
50 goals in 38 games is crazy.
You can't even do that stuff in like simulated games. Like that's ridiculous. You can't do that stuff like. This is
Listen, do you know how crazy it is? Like, I don't think that you could even do that in Championship Manager. Like, if let's say you have like an OP player, that would be like, okay, no, that's not stupid.
That's a cheat code right there.
Yeah,
but,
it's stupid.
Yeah, like record breaking all that stuff. But yeah, for me, that's my top 5 of.
Okay, so AK, you have your 5, and then I'll come to Ricardo. AK.
First of all, honorable mention. This guy probably the best player Liga has ever seen, just on peak performance level. Neymar 17-18. The peak performance that Neymar 17-18 hit was, I'd argue, that's his best performing peak as a footballer. But because of the injury in March he sustained, he doesn't get into the top 5. Although I was contending that. Number 5 for me is Xavi 08-09.
Oh, interesting.
I think that I'd say that was probably the best season of a midfielder. I think I'll say 21st century for now, that was the best season of a midfielder. Sextuple winner. I think he had like 30 assists that whole season. Like he went crazy as Barcelona's dictator of tempo and basically the hub of that tiki taka play style. Number 4 is Benzema 21-22. People spoke on it already, but the guy was just scoring goals out of nowhere. His general play was excellent, and he came clutch every single knockout stage. Number 3 for me was Suarez 15-16. I mean, the sheer numbers itself are crazy. Like to outscore Messi and Ronaldo in 2015-16. You know how crazy that is. He won the European Golden Shoe ahead of both of them. In the UCL as well, his numbers were good. And he scored in clutch moments too. I'll give it to him. Number 2 was Ronaldo 11-12. Bro, that guy just went off that season. I think it was the best blend of his overall play and his goal scoring ability. I think that was like the best version of both of them combined together. And number 11, I'd agree with you. I know Messi 10-11.
Number
Messi
11?
No. I'm saying number 1. Yeah, number 1.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah.
I know Messi 10-11, 11, the numbers were crazy, but bro, what Messi 18-19 was doing for that entire team, bro. That was one of the worst Barcelona. That's probably the worst Barcelona team I've seen. And this guy was just carrying them game after game. That Liverpool performance with that free kick, that was an incredible performance. And if not for, that team completely melting down at Anfield, this guy could have...
Yeah, that was my reaction to the free kick. That was my reaction.
You gotta put a warning.
No, I'm just saying because it was relevant. That was my reaction to the Messi free kick.
This guy could have genuinely carried them to a treble, but what happened. So those are my 5.
Is this guy next?
No. I'm Ricardo. Ricardo, talk to me.
All right. Not gonna lie, don't have goalkeepers, don't have defenders, don't have midfielders. I'm sorry. Some of the
even in the honorable mention,
an honorable mention. I mean, you have your Xavi 0809, bro, 30 assists. Like that's crazy, bro. You think about 30 assists playing that deep is crazy. Honorable mentions, AK said it. The Neymar 17-18 injuries robbed us of an all-timer of a season. I know a lot of people are gonna be like Liga untaxed, but football is football. That was great. But I'll get straight to it. Number 5 for me is 1920 Lewandowski. Guy was the top scorer in every single competition he played. I believe that's the season he scored the most goals. Champions League wise, I believe that's actually the best scoring rate we've ever seen because that was the season they only had one game. They didn't have return legs. If we were being honest, if he had a return leg against that Barcelona and that Lyon team, this guy's breaking Ronaldo's record. There's not even a question. He had 15
I wish,
goals.
man. I wish.
Yeah, he had 15 goals. I think he had like 5 or 6 assists. So he had 21 GA in that tournament. I think why I didn't rank it higher was just more so because some of his goals didn't really decide games. Like against Barcelona, he scored like when the game was way out of reach, and he didn't score in the final.
Did he score in the semi? He scored in the UCL semi.
In the semis against Lyon.
But he scored in the final.
He didn't score in the final, but I think overall, you're the top scorer in every position. That's your best. Win the treble. You deserve to win the Ballon d'Or. That's thing. Now, number 4, this just beat my number 5, the Benzema 21-22. I think I might have coined it on this channel. Benzema sold his soul. Like,
yeah. You coined it.
And I only coined it the season after when Lewandowski.
He dropped off again. So then the evidence made sense. It's like, okay, well, maybe he did sell a soul.
Didn't have a soul. That's why he went to Saudi to refine himself. But yeah, man, that season was just peak cinema, man. I can't even hate as a Barca fan, but them Champions League games were fucking crazy. And he was pretty much the pillar of the majority of those comebacks. And that goal in the final should have stood, but didn't. It is what it is. Crazy season. He was dominant, regardless of who his competition may have been in La Liga. It doesn't really matter. To score 27 goals, I think we've kind of been like, based on what we've seen, 27 goals is a great season, regardless. Yeah. Number 3, I'm surprised that someone didn't mention. Some of you guys did before me. 15-16 Suarez. Like, I don't think some people deep how insane that is. He is only the second player in history to actually score 50 goals from open play. Like, not even the great Cristiano Ronaldo or Robert Lewandowski have done that. Like legitimately.
So 50 open play goals.
Yes, and of course he has 59 goals in that season. but 50. But he's crossed the 50 actual. Like he wasn't even like the main penalty taker, but only Suarez has done that, and Messi's done it 3 times. Not even Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's crazy when you think about it. I believe he has like 24 assists. I think that season as well to go along with the 59 goals. I think like that's one of the all-time highest in terms of goal contributions in a season. 40 goals in the league. Only Messi and Cristiano have done that. So when you're in a territory where only Messi and Cristiano have done it, that's a special territory. And then number 2, this one was tough because there's a lot of great Cristiano Ronaldo seasons. When I think of Cristiano, it is absolute best, man. Like white and gold, collar popped, full huck.
Is it Calma?
The Calma, 11, 12. To me, I've always said it, that's the best Cristiano Ronaldo's ever existed. There's a lot of great options there. Like even that 14-15 season was crazy too. He scored 48 goals in La Liga. Like it's nuts. But 11, 12 just for everything. Like he was the ultimate weapon then. And then number 1, some of you say 18, 19, which is a good pick. Some you could argue 14, 15 or 10, 11 for the performances, but there's a certain point where just statistical numbers are just beyond comprehension. And Messi in 11 and 12. Let me just tell you these. Like, it's so stupid. Like, 73 goals in a season. Okay? In a season, 73 goals. And this is the craziest part. This is the craziest
Some
part.
teams score less than that.
He had 73 goals in a season, and he had 32 assists to go with it. He had 105 goal contribution in a single season. Like, that is fucking insane. Like that's literally doing a player career on FIFA and playing on the easiest difficulty and just
so he says he scored like 50 La Liga goals.
50 La Liga goals.
So basically, last season in the Premier League, Sheffield United they came bottom. They had 35 goals as a team, and Everton, who were 15th, had 40 goals as a team. That just puts you on guys. So those are teams. That's what those guys do. But yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, I mean, someone said it's 116, but I think that's if you include Argentina and stuff. But bro, just for Barcelona, 73 goals and 32 assists. That's 105 goal contributions. That's just fucking insane. And I don't even want to know about the other sides like the dribbling and the.
So 50 La Liga goals. So in La Liga last season, from 9th place to 20th place, no team scored more than 48 goals as a team. From 9th down to 20th.
I can do you one better. In La Liga, the season he got 50, only 7 teams scored more than 50 goals.
In 2022-2023, Chelsea had 37 goals, just for comparison.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so Ricardo, continue, Ricardo.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that builds into the 2012 year where he got 91 goals. Bro, that's honest. I'm sorry. Just I prefer other Messi seasons, but that when you really just look at raw numbers, like that is insane.
Yeah, Egypt's gonna go next now.
No, because remember, I have to look at guys who were here before. So, Barry, do you have your list?
Yes, sir.
All right, Barry, talk to me. So, who's your number 5?
Man, that was a tough list. Honorable mention to Nene, 17, 18. Xavi and Undisputed. It's gonna make you happy. This recent Salah season, it's really ages what he's doing in the Premier League.
W.
Number 5, I'm gonna go with Courtois, 21-22. As Osasuna said, it was still a relatively weird Real Madrid defense. There was a lot of youngsters like Militao, Ferland Mendy. That was his 3rd season. He wasn't there yet when it came to being a really top-level fullback. Obviously, you had veterans like Alaba and Carvajal, but just the amount of saves he was doing both in Champions Leagues and La Liga, there was just certain games you're like, how is that not a goal? Yeah. You know, I know Benzema was the main highlight of that team that year, but Courtois, I really have to give it to him when he did in the UCL and the league. Number 4, I'm going to go with Suarez, 15-16. And the thing is, I think people forget that Messi, he was absent for almost 2 months. Obviously, Nene, he did his thing, but just Suarez, man, like the quantity of goals each and every game he used to give us was insane. He almost won games all by himself, and he did that even beyond the Messi injury. in April, May, he scored big goals when we needed to win the league because it was a tight race.
Barry, was that the season where there was a point in the season where Suarez had like 18 GA in 5 games?
Yes. Do you remember? I think it was after we got knocked out in the UCL by Atleti. He went crazy for like a month and a half. Number 3, I hate that mofo, but I have to say, CR7 in a different season. I'm gonna say 14-15. I think that was the best. Good. I think 11-12. It's a good pick because his athleticism it peaked, but 14-15. I think is the perfect balance.
But remember, I think everybody's been doing it. One player, one season.
Yeah.
One player per season.
Yeah, that's the only CR7 season that I have on my list.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, for example, just to give some numbers. So in 35 games, he scored 48 goals in La Liga and 17 assists in 35 games. He was a demon. I hate him, but he was a complete demon, and it was close.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Real Madrid it was a bit unfortunate that they had injuries at the end of the season. Maybe they could have been to the UCL final or maybe even win La Liga potentially. But
didn't they win like 20 games in a row that season or something like that?
I think they were undefeated for
14-15.
4 games.
Yeah, they won like 20 or 21 in a row, some shit like that. It was
in 14-15, and they still lost it.
I mean, they were close.
These are title races, man. Y'all were tweaking. Bro.
So who's your number 2?
The number two, I have a Benzema 21-22. That he was clearly by far the best player in that Liga, and the UCL run is the best I've ever seen. I hate Real Madrid, but that run in general, that was epic. And the last one, 18-19 Messi in the club game. That's the closest thing to a one-man carry job, and they were. He was 2 games away from leading a single team to a treble, so I'm gonna give it to him.
Undisputed, talk to me.
HH. First of all, I demand respect on this hangout. I have been here a long time, and I do not believe
Undisputed.
that I should be
if I see Salah at 3-2-1, I'm going to send it to Afghanistan.
On my list.
Okay. First of all,
I got my list too.
Yeah. I'll start off. Number 5, this was really hard. I was stuck between Suarez and Lewandowski, and there's a few Suarez seasons that have an honorable mention, but they're always missing something. Like either he didn't play Champions League, for instance, for Liverpool, right? That Liverpool season, he didn't play any Champions League, which hurts him. Or like even in 15-16, sure, he was amazing, but I felt like one thing that I value a lot is being the best player on your own team, and I don't think Suarez was ever a better player than Messi. So I think that's going to be a theme in this list, is that you have to be the best player on your own team. So I went with Lewandowski 2020 for 5th place, where he was the top scorer in every single competition that he played in, won every single competition that he played in. He should have broken the Champions League record, but lack of return legs. He has the highest goal ratio in the Champions League. He completely destroyed Chelsea like no one's ever destroyed Chelsea before. Again.
So hold on. So does he still have the highest goal to game ratio?
Yes,
in the Champions League.
He does.
Yeah.
And,
like what,
and the only reason it's not higher, because he was robbed of a Ballon d'Or as well. So, but the only reason it's not higher is because the lack of decisiveness at the very end of the season, which, to be honest, I think to some extent is a little bit. He gets too much criticism for that, because there's been a lot of other great seasons, amazing seasons, even where people haven't been decisive at the very end. Like, for instance, Messi in 2011-2012, right? The penalty miss against Chelsea. So that's not, in my opinion, a big deal. The next up, I have the king of decisiveness, the most decisive season I've ever seen in my life, which is Karim, the Dream, Benzema, 21-22.
So that's your number 4.
That's my number 4. And I've never seen a Champions League campaign like this, where a guy is time and time again, his team is being outplayed, and he just pulls a hat-trick out of his ass against Chelsea, against PSG. He was amazing against City, both home and away. He had an unfair goal, like I can admit it now. It was unfairly disallowed in the final. Top scorer in La Liga, just unbelievable. One of the most deserved Ballon d'Ors I've ever seen. One of the most decisive seasons I've ever seen. Now, HH, listen, man. I'm a good guy, man. Like I'm actually consider myself a good guy.
Undisputed. Remember that we are on number 3. Just keep on. This is number 3, but tread very carefully.
Okay, 17-18. Now, hear me out. No. Just be number 17-18. Who? Well, it's not going to be Hazard, is it? Anyway.
Oh dear.
Undisputed, say the name.
Yeah, let him cook, man. Let him cook.
Mohammed.
So Salah 17-18.
Salah 17. Now, hear me out. The first criticism people have of Salah 17-18 is he didn't win any trophies. For me, that doesn't matter.
It's not about trophies. It's not about trophies. It's about individual performance.
Because we've heard 2012 Messi here. We heard I think it was Barry say 2015 Cristiano. So it's not about trophies clearly, right? Because it's about performance. What did Salah do in 17-18? He walked into the Premier League, new club, new team, everything. In a season where the Premier League was very strong as well.
15 max.
And what did he do? He broke the goal record without taking any penalties as a winger. And he was a winger. If you look at his touch map, he was clearly playing as a winger. He broke the goal record. He scored 32 goals in the league, and he scored 11 goals in the Champions League. Was absolutely outstanding in every single Champions League knockout tie. He scored against Porto. He was amazing home and away against Centurions Man City, destroyed them. He was amazing against a very good Roma side, by the way, which Barca fans can tell you about how good that Roma side was. He was just amazing in every single Champions League knockout game. He was amazing in every single big game. Destroyed Man City, destroyed Roma, destroyed all the big Premier League clubs. And then it all fell apart in the end because Ramos is just a horrendous human being. That's the only issue. That's the only issue that this guy is not making this list, because people have to be objective. Salah had 44 goals and 14 assists that season. He had a better season statistically than Cristiano 07-08 without taking penalties. So a significantly better season statistically, playing as a winger. The only reason nobody's putting this... Oh, by the way, Liverpool wasn't even that good of a team, which only makes Salah's season look even more spectacular, because we didn't score that many goals. Like, if you look at the league, we scored like less goals than most Barca and Madrid. The only reason people aren't putting it on this is because Ramos basically broke his arm in the final, and therefore people are like, oh, it went out on a low note, therefore it doesn't matter. What he did doesn't count. No, I'm here to tell you it does count, and it's the best non-Messi, non-Ronaldo season of this century, in my opinion, genuinely. It's that good, and it's the best debut season of all time. And and by the way, Salah, one of the greatest achievements Salah's ever done is he revived a sleeping giant, because Liverpool was a dead and finished club, and he revived them basically, and that's one of his greatest achievements.
Okay. So as for your number two,
Cristiano is hard, because the issue with Cristiano is he has a lot of seasons on the same level, and another issue with Cristiano is that his best Champions League seasons don't coincide with his best league seasons. So I haven't heard anyone here mention 16-17, which is by far his best Champions League season, I think. Certainly his most decisive. But in the end, like, I try to take everything into account, and, you can't look beyond 11-12. What he was as an overall player, like, I guess what he won, even though I don't care too much about that, what he did in the Champions League, even though he didn't, what he did in the La Liga in particular, just a phenomenal player all around. And as for Messi, again, it's the same problem. I went with 18-19 in the end. I think just everything. You'd look at what he did in the Champions League and La Liga, I would go with 18-19 Messi. But everyone's already praised that, so yeah.
But just one thing before the next. I think Salah, if he keeps on going with the way he's doing in the league, maybe he might squeak in a lot of lists.
So do you think this Salah season can get top 5?
Yeah, of course. If he keeps up the way he's doing in the league,
I don't view this season as better than that one though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think. No. The way Undisputed broke down what he did in 17-18, I think 17-18 overall is probably better. Because remember, he was scoring up until the final in the Champions League.
UCL, very good UCL campaign.
So I think this just an amazing domestic season, but we're not bringing the UCL 17-18 is crazy.
Okay, so just as it, because I think his playmaking has gone a lot better.
The one thing that I will say about Salah particularly that does frustrate me is that when I bring up and I praise 17-18, nobody can make a good argument against it, but people still dismiss it. But no one can make a good argument against it.
You broke it down well. You broke it down well. Yeah. Abdallah, I dare you to put a Norwegian in this top 5. No, I'm just saying. But
if you put Rodri 22-23,
by the way,
Abdallah, you see this? If you put the beat set Zubimendi or Norwegian tree trunk, I'm throwing this through the screen and it's going to go towards the head.
Surprisingly, there's no City player And I'm
You know
gonna give
Rafinha is going to be top 3 at the end.
honorable mentions is to Lele 2014-15 and Messi 2014-15. But I'll give you my list. Number one, do you have to go from number 5 to number 1, or is it any specific order?
Hold up.
Bro,
Abdallah, you know that you've had about 5 or 6 people speak, including myself,
Number 5,
and we all went from 5 to 1. Why in the bloody hell would you say 1 to 5 or 5 to 1?
I'll give you
Okay,
my list.
please,
relax,
bro.
relax, LL.
Yeah, I swear to God,
Okay, number 5, number 5.
If I hear an
I'm not
Erling
on the-
Haaland shot,
No, he's not on the list. I promise you, he's not on the list. Number 5, Iniesta 2010, 2011. On the
Okay,
on
this is
the
already going to
goal
interesting stuff.
contribution.
So 2010, 2010, 2011. All right.
2010/2011.
And then
Number
why is
4,
that? Can you give it a brief thing?
I think his best GA season and what he contributed alongside Xavi. I think Xavi was an honourable mention for me. Number 4, best greatest centre back season for an individual centre back, Van Dijk. Number 3, Luka Modric was crucial in the comebacks against PSG and the West London Tory Blue Cowboys.
Wait, hold on. What season is this?
21-22. 21-22.
You're out of your mind.
Bro, Modric
No.
has better seasons than that.
come on, bro.
For me.
Abdallah, come on. You're just
Guys,
being
let's just keep going. No. Let's keep going. Let's just keep going. Because I'm actually intrigued now. Okay, so
Number
Modric
2.
21-22. So number 2.
Number 2, Benzema 21-22. Best season he's ever done, and probably most exciting season I've seen from a striker. And number 1, Ribery 2013-14. 2012-2013.
Wait, there's no Messi or Ronaldo season.
No. I have an agenda against them too. And I don't really like much.
He's
Barca.
trolling. He's trolling. He's
No,
trolling.
it's a different list, bro.
You know what, AK? I was about to say the same thing. AK, you know what? It makes life difference.
I'm not
It makes
gonna
life
lie,
interesting.
I don't even want him to finish this list.
He did before though.
No. Ricardo, he just did.
Oh, bro, that was so
He just
ass.
read me at number
That
1.
was, nah, that's so ass. I didn't even know what number we were on.
Number 1,
it's a good list.
Okay,
I
Abdallah.
lost the IQ list.
Abdallah, you know what? I thank you for being different, because if you were not different, life would be boring. SK, talk to me.
So first off, shout out to my honorable mentions are 17-18 Salah, 18-19 Hazard, 17-18 Neymar, who probably would have been on the list if he just played more matches, to be honest. 18-19 Van Dijk, John Stones from that City treble winning season, 19-20 KDB, 2017-18 Ramos, and 21-22 Mbappe. So that's my honorable mentions.
Cool.
Number 5, I have 15-16 Suarez. Obviously, we already know about his GA, his goal scoring performances. The reason why I had him 5 was mainly because, similar to what Undisputed was saying, he just wasn't the undisputed, ironically enough, best player on the team. So I didn't want to so I had to take that into account as well. Number 4, I had 21-22 Benzema. Obviously, again, clutch season. Guy showed up at pretty much every stage of the knockout. Out of the knockout rounds, obviously was doing the bits in La Liga as well. Number 3, I have 19-20 Lewandowski. I think the thing that sets him apart from the other two is just how much above just how much better he was than the rest of his teammates that season.
Yeah.
I think the wavelength between Lewandowski and then pretty much everybody else in that Bayern team was just, the gap was just greater than the other two strikers. Number 2, I have 11-12 Ronaldo. Guy was insane. I think probably the most underrated aspect of 11-12 Ronaldo is just how direct he is. The dude could literally advance the ball 20, 30 yards. He could shoot long shots, free kicks, finish his headers, athletic peak. So I think that is literally his best version by a mile. And then number 1, I have 18-19 Messi. I don't really know much to say about it. It was literally I've never seen football has 11 players on a team, bro. Like, and this is probably like the most one-man team I've ever seen, which is even crazier when you consider just how many players are on a football team. So yeah, that's my number one.
And our final one, armchair critic. Let's take it away. Number 5.
Yeah, I think everybody has waxed lyrical about the same season, so I just decided to pick a new one. 09-010 Milito.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was the best player basically in every single competition that Inter Milan won. He scored the winning goal in the cup final, the domestic cup. He scored once and assisted twice in the semi-final versus Barcelona, scored both goals in the final versus Bayern, and won the league on the last match day for Inter Milan. So he basically led Inter Milan to a treble, beating Barcelona and Bayern in the semi-final and the final. And do you know what position he got in the Ballon d'Or that season? Can you guess, Echich?
I don't think he's even top 5. Why? What position was he?
He wasn't nominated. He was outside the top 30.
Jesus.
Ugly
Yeah,
tax.
Yeah, so number 4 is Salah. I think for all the reasons Undisputed already mentioned. 12. For number 3, I picked 12-13 Messi. Not 11-12, but 12-13 Messi. Because in 11-12, he did score 50 goals in 37 league games, but he had 10 penalties that season. And in 12-13, he started 29 games, but scored 46 goals. Only 4 penalties.
Also, Chris, one player per season.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so 12-13, he scored 20. And again, in 11-12, do you remember the La Liga deciding game in 11-12 where Ronaldo scored that karma finish? Yeah, so Messi ghosted that game and then he scored 9 goals in 4 meaningless games after the league was done. And in the semi-final, he missed 2 or 3 chances versus Chelsea. He missed a penalty. So that wasn't really a decisive season. That was heavy stat padding. In 12-13, he was extremely decisive. He went on a 21-game streak, scoring 33 goals, led Barcelona to a 100-point league season, which is completely forgotten because they lost 7-0 in the semi-final versus Bayern. But I thought I'd give that season a shout. And number 2 is Cristiano, 14-15. Again, 48 goals in 35 games, 17 assists. Scored in both games in the semi-final versus Juventus, scored versus Schalke in a really tight game. And he was the top scorer in every single competition, even in Champions League. And number 1, I was going back and forth, but I think in the last hangout, HH, did you not say that Pedri has been the best player this season, better than Salah even, right? You had said that, right?
Now, this is from 07 to 2024.
So that doesn't count this season.
Doesn't count this season. This is 07 to 2024 because the season hasn't ended, so we can't do a season that's not ended.
Because after the last hangout, I was completely convinced that since Pedri has been better than Salah's current season, then he must have been peaked higher than Henry, Cristiano, and Suarez, and he surely deserves the top spot in this season. But since we can't put Pedri number 1, I'll have to go with Rodri last season. Because he peaked, he reached the highest peak a defensive midfielder could reach, and since all positions are equal, since all positions are equal, you can't discriminate against defensive players.
He's using your definitions, man.
So I think Rodri has hit the greatest peak by any player ever, and in fact, I think he's even ascended higher than Maradona and Pele. So he's the greatest player of all time.
He's trolling. He's trolling.
I mean, he's using HH's definitions. But I can't.
You will burn in hell when I'm through with you.
Did you just put Rodri and Maradona in the same sentence?
No. I put Rodri above Maradona. I put Rodri above.
No. Above, below, to the sideways. Did you say Rodri and Maradona in the same? What?
You will burn in hell when I'm through with you.
Did Maradona prove himself in the Premier League?
That's my favorite.
Yeah, same.
Not gonna lie, Armchair Critic and Abdullah have to host their own stream.
No, I'm kidding. For some reason has this
Bro, this guy just said Rodri surpassed Maradona.
I think we have to. There's a deeper meaning here that we all have to acknowledge is that everyone's top 4, top 5 players are almost always attackers. I mean, there's some DEI hires like Van Dijk and Courtois in here, but generally speaking, I know. Listen,
you don't think Xavi?
No, but the HH, we have to be acknowledged because I said this month.
Complexion
tags,
hair texture tags.
Ricardo, you're right, by the way. But HH, I said this months ago, and the likes of Hokage attacked me for it when I said attackers are obviously the best players in football, which everyone here can now finally acknowledge is true. Thank you very much.
I think you're wrong, bro.
Okay, that was complete bullcrap. But let me just quickly hit this business, and I'm going to reread everyone's lists. So shout out to the Don. Messi 2011 is by far the most underrated season ever. I mean, actually, no, that's probably for a different topic because I want to talk about underrated seasons, but we'll go to that. But that is interesting. Wait. Oh yeah, that is when Fergie got epilepsy in the final. Shout out to your boy Hamza. No, bro, it is true that it's happened, bro. Where are we placing Melito 09-2010? Not top 5, but the guy was huge. Scored a goal to decide the title. Scored a cup-winning goal, I believe. Look, it's top 10. I don't think it's top 5, but it's top 10 because he was critical.
All I'm saying, certain Africans will say that Eto'o actually held his hand.
Yes, he did. And this is when I found out. I was saying the same thing. Shout out to Hamza. So top 3 for me, given the rule set: Messi 18-19, Benzema 2022, Narcissisto 11-12. Not sure of the final 2. Side notes: CS Cristiano 16-17 over 13-14 and 17-18. Wait, how many goals did he get in 16-17? Because he broke the UCL record in 13-14.
He had 10 knockout goals, that's the thing. He had 10 knockout goals.
10 goals in the UCL knockout.
Okay, so look, let me read out everyone's list. So hold on, let me do list. So
you were recording this? What the fuck?
No. Let me see. I wrote it up because I'm a professional man. So this was my list. So number 5
is note taking is.
Yeah. So number
Notice
5
that
for me.
Hazard only got honorable
Jesus
mentions.
Christ. So my number 5 was Ribery 12-13, VVD 18-19 was 4, 3 CR7 07-08, 2 Benzema 21-22, and number 1 was Messi 18-19. So Hokage had Ribery as number 5, number 4 Benzema, 3 Lewandowski 19-20, number 2 CR7 11-12, and number 1 Messi 18-19. Osasuna had Courtois 21-22, Van Dijk number 4, Benzema number 3, CR7 11-12 number 2, and Messi 11-12 number 1. Kenny, Benzema number 5, Van Dijk number 4, Cannibal 15-16 number 3, CR7 11-12 number 2, Messi 11-12 number 2. That's the number 1 and 2 is going to be interesting. AK, Javi 08-09, Benz as number 5, Benzema 21-22 number 4, Cannibal 15-16 at number 3, CR7 11-12 at number 2, Messi 18-19 at number 1. Ricardo, the Ski 19-20, Sold His Soul, Benzema 21-22 as number 4, number 3, Cannibal 15-16 at number 3, number 2, CR7 11-12 and number 1, Messi 11-12. Barry, number 5, Courtois 21-22. And number 4, Cannibal 15-16. Number 4, CR7. So at number 3, CR7 14-15. Number 2, Benzema. Number 1, Messi 18-19. Undisputed, number 5, Ski 2020. Number 4, Benzema. Number 3, Salah 17-18. Number 2, CR7 11-12. Number 1, Messi 18-19. And then we had a guy who sniffed 3 lines of coke. So guys, so this is what happens when it's 3 lines of coke and you overdose on content crack. Number 5, this is Abdallah.
It's some alcohol to wash it down. So.
Yeah, so some alcohol to wash it down. So Abdallah, number 5, Iniesta 2010-2011. Number 4, VVD. Number 3, Modric 21-22. Not 17-18, 21-22. Number 2, Benzema 21-22, and number 1, the greatest season from 07 to now he had at Ribery 2012-2013. Abdallah, let the blood bless you. No, Abdallah, thank you. You don't need to say anything now.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a Muslim tax on that Ribery pick.
Ricardo.
Hey,
wait. You know you're only doing this because you know that's someone holiday. Ricardo, that's
no.
Ricardo,
all I'm gonna say, if I'm lying, I'm dying.
SK had 15-16 Cannibal on number 5. Number 4, Benzema 2022. Number 3, Lewandowski. Number 2, CR7 11-12. Number 1, Messi 18 and 19. An armchair critic, number 5, he had Melito 09-2010. Number 4, Salah 17-18. Number 3, Messi 12-13. Number 2, CR7 14, 15, and number 1 here, Rodri.
So I'm not like Rodri's actually not a bad shot for this list.
So
in all honesty.
now
Can Rafinha sneak in at the end of the season?
He's gonna be there at the end. He's gonna be there at the end.
Don't let him get in trouble. Don't let him get in trouble.
So
I swear to God, Rafinha's gonna go.
So let's make the list. So now, from what I'm seeing, it's basically it's going to be so. The votes for Messi 18-19 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 for Messi 18-19. So for Messi 11-12, we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I swear there were more than 3 for Messi.
Bro, this guy messed up his note taking, man. This guy messed up his note taking.
No. Okay, so 1.
Are you talking about first place votes?
You guys,
Yeah, first place votes.
Guys, we shouldn't talk while HH's counting, man. It's difficult.
Okay, great. No, it's very short. So yeah. So I think it's 3 votes. So because Osasuna had Messi 11-12, Kenny had Messi 11-12, and Ricard had Messi 11-12. So it's 3. So number 1 is Messi 18-19. That's a number 1. Now number 2 is where it gets tricky. I think we have Cristiano 11-12 is number 2.
Yeah, it's either him or
that's
Benzema.
That's where the most votes have been, is Cristiano 11-12 in terms of Cristiano.
So okay, so Cristiano 11-12, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, It's Cristiano 11-12. So number 2, we have Cristiano 11-12. Okay, this is now where it gets tricky now. This is where now I now have to use my brain. Jesus. So number 3. Okay, let's see.
Take your time, Richard. Take your time.
Would you consider like sharing your screen maybe so we can figure it out instead of?
Yeah, that's a good idea, I think.
Yeah, close the porn tabs.
We might see what we might see.
Okay, actually, well, this is wait, hold up.
He's gonna give Hazard triple points or something.
Bro, can you shut there for? So my thing is, okay, look, let me like.
You can't share screen because he's writing in hieroglyphs on his stone tablet.
Give him time, Ricardo. My goodness.
Okay, guys. Okay, who's an Apple merchant? How do you share screen?
Whoa, what?
Man.
You can't. You have to connect it to your.
You have to
StreamYard.
connect it to your laptop.
No. Can't you do like share?
No,
Okay,
not
so
from your iPad to stream it.
Wait, I have an idea.
I
Do
thought
you have
AirDrop was all that.
Wait, hold on. Do you have a Google Docs on your iPad?
Or to put it onto Google Docs?
Yes.
Yeah.
But don't we have to watch him type shit in Google Docs?
No.
Yeah,
Open up an Excel spreadsheet.
No. Okay. Basically, I'm gonna argue that I think Benzema 21.
You can't argue with the number. Just copy paste the dang list, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna argue with?
Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, no, I know. Okay, basically, I know what we're gonna do. Wait, hold up. Wait, how do you select all of these?
Are you from the 1970s, bro?
Okay, no, I got it, guys. Don't worry, I got it.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
He took his notes with a chisel and hammer. Man.
Wait, no, don't worry, guys. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. Just hold up. Just bear with me. There we go. Hold up.
I think even my father has.
I feel sorry for Miss Smallwood, man.
All right, so here we go. I'm doing a copy.
All that
All
hard
right,
work.
guys, don't worry.
This is the type of education you get when you're in traffic, man.
Guys, I'm so stupid.
Yeah, we know.
Wow. Guys, I have it right here.
Oh my days!
Okay,
No, because it was all on freaking notes. Wait, hold up. There we go. It's here. Okay, guys. So here we have it.
Drop the brick.
Here we have. No. Okay, yeah. It's a brick.
Okay, make sure there's no weird tabs that we shouldn't see.
Now that's the key thing. So let me just shut off all of my weird tabs.
Yeah.
Brick for me for being a moron. So
yeah, check everything.
He literally just told y'all that he has point tabs. You guys is just not gonna.
Okay, hold up. Let me just.
We're gonna see which time massages he's going to. Which time massages.
So,
what do you think HH is into?
Wait. Okay, guys, come in, notes, please.
Lady boys.
So.
Okay.
What the fuck is dreams?
Okay. I knew someone was going to comment on this crap. I knew someone. You know what? Okay, you know what?
He was walking down the street.
I knew someone was going to comment. I knew someone was going to comment. Nah, okay, that's the thing. Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to.
This grown ass man has a diary, man.
Nah, you guys are pricks, man. Nah,
Grown ass man has a diary, bro.
Okay, you can
you lay on your stomach with your feet in the air, writing your feelings. Walking on the street.
All right.
Up on Pep.
Ricardo, he has notes on how you make him feel after.
All right, so
about me.
What is this list? What is this note happening?
What the fuck is this?
Why is there a wood?
No, okay, wait. So you can read the list? Can't you read the list?
Yeah,
or is this too small?
Yeah, we can read it.
So can we make it out?
Pixelated.
I think it's cannibal.
I can see it. I can see it.
This guy didn't even put swords.
We recorded. They hate no swim pass.
I respect it. I respect the hate. I respect the hate.
Thank you. So when looking for number 3, so what is the third?
Okay,
Cannibal the best way.
had 3 votes.
I'll give you some
Abdul, that list gotta go, man.
Wait, hold on.
The best way to do this is you count the points. So basically, number 5 is 1 point, number 4 is 2 points, number 3 is 3 points, number 4 is 4 points, and number 1 is 5 points.
Yeah,
once you do that, you count all the points Lewandowski's got, Suarez has got, and Benzema's got, and then you'll figure out who's got the most.
Well, we gotta sit here and do math for like 10 minutes.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, that sounds like a lot of misnomer, bro.
How about this, bro? Just copy paste the list and put it in the chat GPT, and we'll generate its list for you.
Yes.
No. We need a dedicated stream on that. On my dreams, no.
No. Basically, no. My thing here is, guys, we can walk this out.
Suarez had the most votes for third. He has 3. Suarez 15-16 has 3 votes. That's the most for third.
But I think Benzema might be consistent.
And Benzema has second. Benzema has a second place.
You see, because he has a second place as well. Okay, how many second places? See, because he has 2 second places.
Yeah, that
I think we have to go to Chat
Okay. HH.
It's gonna be Benzema.
Oh, just use Chat GPT, bro.
Okay. So copy. Yeah, and we say
copy this into ChatGPT and then make the prompt. What is the average list? How would I say it?
Oh my god, this is
just write the criteria. Write the criteria.
What's the average?
No, just say what's the average list from.
Okay.
What is the average?
Yeah, but
Okay. Look. Oh no. Okay, so who knows how to use Chat GPT? That I'm gonna send this to you.
I use it daily.
Do you not use Chat GPT?
Okay.
No.
HH, I'm gonna.
Wait. Okay. AK, I'm gonna send this to you. AK.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Okay, I'm gonna send this to you.
Undisputed to undisputed because
How about?
Okay. On Disputed and AK, you both send me a DM on Twitter so I can send this to you.
How about we teach you right now how to do it?
No, because ChatGPT is cheating.
No, it's not.
Here, HH, I've sent you a DM.
Wait, that list was incomplete.
And once you do this, I will.
All right. Okay. So. No, don't worry, guys. When all this stuff is edited, we're gonna clean all the stuff out. When I put it on thingy. All right, here we go.
We need all this, man.
No, we don't. No, basically.
Hold on, HH. Sorry, before we even start, who the hell put Rodri as number 1?
He's left already. So,
yeah.
And there's a reason why it's called Broken Chair Critic. So, so yeah, okay. So I've sent it to you guys. Send it to you guys. All right. Money Mace, he said make space like, and we've already fully.
You know what? There's gonna be some creeps. They're gonna pause the video of like your notes and then try to cryptic it.
I know, and I'm gonna try and scrub it off, man. So basically, when I put the video on YouTube, I'm going to scrub all this off. I'm just going to post the list when we make the list.
I'm leaving.
Are you going to make a graphic or are you going to write type it out?
Okay, you don't have to do it because it just
Wait, have you ever had a dream of Ronaldo scoring a World Cup winning goal?
I'm gonna.
Okay, hold on. I have a question. What was your intention with that dream file? Like, what was the end goal?
Okay, all right. Basically, you know what they say is that when you have dreams, they say that to not forget your dreams, write them down.
Okay.
So every time I have a dream, and I've been having some effed up dreams, the
No,
first thing I
so
do, I basically just break them down.
I got a
What
list.
language do you
but
dream
the
in,
issue,
actually?
wait,
No, because some people dream in
AKE,
different
what you have to
languages.
do, AKE, the issue.
with the
Wait, hold on. We're trying to work out the list. Go for
When
it.
you dreamt in Arabic.
The issue with the list is because, like, for example, someone like Benzema is in everybody's list. If you do it by like 5 points for the first place, 4 for the second, and something like that, Benzema will become second because he's on everybody's list. Meanwhile, like someone like a Suarez, 15.
Is someone in the streets here, Chat GPT savvy, man, and help us out with this list, bro?
Okay, you know what? I'm
I get what
Can you
AK's
copy
the
and paste
issue
to me
is
on
I-
Twitter?
Okay, Barry, send me a DM and I'll
No,
send it
AJ,
to you.
AJ, basically what
Well,
AK's saying
what
is
way do you want to do it, though?
AJ, basically what AK is saying is because Benzema 21-22 is going to be the only Benzema season to make the list, as opposed to like people picking like different Ronaldo seasons or different Messi seasons. That's why the list is going to be messed up.
Okay,
AK, am I getting
I'm
it?
just all I'm doing is I'm cleaning up the list by removing all the years, because apart from Ronaldo and Messi, we know which year you're talking about when you say Benzema or Suarez.
Yes.
Someone's got Xavi, man. Like, what a bum ass pick this is.
Oh, are we doing this again?
No, I'm just cleaning up the list. Sorry. Here we go.
Wait, I haven't been
why
in
do you
one
have
of the
to say?
seasons
Why do
that
you have
people
to
are
say
saying.
cannonball? By the way, like, what is this?
Well, anyways,
What is
have
this?
you made a list for yourself? Or no?
No, because I haven't been on the stream. But I'll make one now. You don't have to put it into the chat GPT.
Okay. Basically, while we're trying to do the list, let's hear from Moneymates and then Elijah. What are your lists? Remember, this is from 07 to 2024.
We need that dream stream now.
Number 5, I'll go Ribery, 2013. Number 4, I'll go Xavi, 2009, 2010.
Oh.
Number 3, I'll go Cristiano, but I think Cristiano's my personal best Cristiano season 16-17. Number 2, Messi 14-15, and number 1, Florian Malouda 2009-2010.
Okay, this is going to be someone. Elijah, what's your list?
So yeah, my biggest.
Okay, after Elijah got it, I'm gonna give you the official rank.
Cool. Hey, but worry, man. Elijah, talk to me. What's your list?
No, my thing was just based on like what really was the criteria. Sorry, I'm trying to change my AVN.
Performances more than
okay, because I was really confused. I put it in the comments. I was like, is it based on individual? Is it based on like engagement, goals, body of work, stuff like that? Because I feel like when you do stuff like this, you have to have
It's purely on how good the individual was.
Okay. I had about like 14, 15 different dudes in like seasons.
Well, it's only 5. Elijah, we only need 5.
I'm just saying, because once I saw Hazard on the thumbnail, I wanted to delete my list because I put in 2 hours of work and one mistake almost cost me. So I'm just saying. Me personally, I had CR7 11-12 as number 5. I had Suarez 15-16 at number 4. I had Salah 17-18 at number 3. And then I had this is a hard one. Okay, Messi 11-12 at number 1, bro. Like what Messi
What was your number 2?
No, Messi. So okay, Messi and Ronaldo. I wanted to put both of them their 11-12 season 1 and 2 because guys, like you have to look. I was about almost a freshman in high school at the time, and it was like every week those guys were like tag teaming in goals. It was 5 in one moment. It was like Messi scored a hat trick here. Oh, look, Ronaldo scored a double there. Like, so it was just back.
No. I think we'll never see anything like
Elijah,
again.
Wait, Elijah, why do you say it was 5 then? I'm so confused.
Oh no, I'm just putting shit out there. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling great, so I'm just putting stuff out. I kind of do. So let me redo my list. I'm sorry.
I think
I have 15. I have 15
somewhat of a final list.
I have 15 different seasons here, so I'm all over the place. So let me give you a quick cut. Okay, let me do this. 5, I put CR7, 14, 15. I think that's the year you had 61 and 23. 4, I put Suarez, 15, 16. That year he had 59 and 24. 3, I put Salah, 17, 18. That's the 44-14 season, even though we didn't win anything. 2, honestly, I'm split between Haaland's introduction season where he had 52 total goals and 9 assists. That's the year they won the treble.
You're not putting in Norwegian. Hold on.
No, relax. Hold on. I said I was torn.
Now we know Orlando Brown, low key.
Haaland top 5.
Whoa, I said I was torn. I didn't say that's my definite, but I was.
There's nothing
torn, ripped. You shouldn't. You should not be anything towards whatsoever. Okay, look, Elijah. Who's your? Because we need to get into the finalists. Just who is your last three? 3, 2, and 1. Go for it.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Messi's 11, 12 is number 1, and then my number 2 I put Suarez 13, 14.
Okay. So let me. Do we have a finalist?
Yes.
I don't know why the Haaland thing was being disrespected.
Because
the guy walked into
hold
on, no. The guy walked into a league and dropped 30 something goals, broke the league record, then scored. Yeah, HH, you better qualify for that tournament. I'm just saying.
Wow,
HH, you better qualify for that tournament. You better qualify for that
last time you put one in the background, it didn't go well.
What you talking about? Relax.
All right. Okay. So let's go. So we have a list. So let me put it. So obviously we're gonna hear from Barry, AK, and Undisputed. Hopefully they have something similar. So Barry, what is our final list of top 5?
Okay. So sorry to Elijah and Money Mace. I had to do it before you guys came. So apologies for that. Okay. So Messi and Ronaldo were by far the first and second. Messi first, Ronaldo was second. So the 3, 4, and 5, that was a tricky part. So the third one, based on averages from everybody, is going to be Benzema. So it's going to be number 3 because me, HH, and Abdallah, we had Benzema second. So if we count the votes and the points from the second and the third, Benzema has to be 3rd. The 4th one is going to be, ChatGPT had him as Cannibal, but it's Suarez. So Suarez is going to be number 4. Because
So is that the 15-16 season?
Yes. Yeah. So it's going to be number 4, and Lewandowski is going to be 5th. So the final ranking.
I think that sounds right.
So the final ranking is going to be Messi 1st, Ronaldo 2nd, Benzema 3rd, Cannibal 4th, and Lewandowski 5th. And to armchair, you're actually a prick. Because if Messi wasn't the first, Rodri would be the first. Because he was the only one who voted for Rodri, so it's 100%.
No. I think basically what happened. HH, I have a slightly different result than it's the top 3 is the same. It's Messi, Ronaldo, Benzema, but Lewandowski and Suarez are tied. They're dead level. They've got the exact same.
So you have the same 3, but Kahneman and Lewandowski are tied.
They're level. And the scary thing is, number 6 is Rodri, thanks to Mr. Armchair Critic. But yes.
Okay, no, we're ignoring that. Wait. What's it called? AK. What list did you get? AK.
Yeah, so I did it kind of differently. So I used, instead of using average of each list, I used I basically counted up the amount of times they were placed on the top 5 and basically count the median of those. I think that for me was a better measurement. So the first 2 were Messi and Cristiano.
Mm-hmm.
Cannibal and Benzema were actually tied in terms of the median value. But it said because Benzema had a higher frequency of higher finishes from certain people, because certain people put Benzema 2nd, they put Benzema 3rd, and Cannibal 4th. But it was tied in terms of the median, and Lewandowski was 5th. So
by the way, if you want, you can share your screen. Look at the image I sent to you on Twitter. It summarizes everything, so not just the top 5, it's everyone. So, and again, please make sure to be careful when you share your screen. You don't know who's else out there, man.
All right, so
which Lewandowski season is this? Is this the COVID one? 19.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
if
not-
if we
that's
look
not
at
top
this
five.
image, right, this is the point. By the way, guys, I placed Rodri at the bottom, even though he technically has 5 points, because come on.
Thank you.
So this is the total points.
So okay. Let's discuss this. So are we all happy with Messi 18-19 being number one, or do people believe it should be Messi 11-12?
Yeah, it's fine.
I
Messi
think
11, 12.
14-15 is best.
11-12.
Personally.
You could argue it's 10-11, to be fair.
Listen, see now, I still feel 07-08 CR, but I'm not mad at CR 7-11-12 being number two. So not happy with that.
Yeah.
So happy with that. So here's the debate now. Who should be third? Cannibal 15-16 or Benzema 21-22?
The witchcraft season? The season of witchcraft?
I'll give it to Cannibal. I can't lie. The numbers were crazy this season.
Benzema.
I'll give it to Benzema.
I mean, but then look at what Benzema did in the Champions League, though. It's like
Benzema-
because I think like
I think we need to consult the streets.
Yeah.
Bro, on the toughest
Yeah,
round
that's
possible,
fine.
4
Yeah,
goals,
you gotta-
3
you gotta-
goals, 3
you gotta-
goals.
Okay,
ridiculous.
I'll give it to the streets. I'll give it to the streets because I mean, look, you it's a good argument because those numbers are crazy. I'm not gonna lie, those numbers are crazy. So
Greatest ever. That's a wild comment. That's
Could you
wild.
please pull up the comment of the Dawn with the red AVI?
No, I'll bring it up. So hold on, let me just do this. So, who should be third?
He's not wrong. That he's not wrong.
Cannibal, Suarez,
Elijah
15-16. Benzema.
Honestly, I think
selling.
Benzema had better moments.
Greatest
Suarez
ever.
was-
Greatest ever. Greatest ever.
Plus,
Don't do that. Greatest ever.
All right,
With
streets
that
votes
15-16
away. Who should be
Suarez
third?
season, with that Suarez season, like at the end, Messi couldn't like beat Cristiano to the Golden Boot. So, like,
can I just-
in a way,
So,
he
so,
tried to fight
okay.
Cristiano.
Are we happy with Lewandowski 2020 being fifth then?
Yeah.
Once we decide this. But no. Let me be fair here, and I'm shocked to even say this. Undisputed made an interesting case. It may not fully convince me. Undisputed made an interesting case about that 17-18 Salah season because he broke the record in his debut season, and up until Salah said, "Let's go Stone Cold Steve Austin on this dude." Who knows what he could have done in that UCL final?
Yeah.
So it's an
scored in
interesting
all
argument.
He scored in the whole way through the whole UCL campaign until Ramos said, "Yeah, it is what it is." He went full Triple H on him, but I do think I do want to ask you something. So it's interesting that this is the top 5, and we're kind of arguing about 5th or 6th, Salah and Lewandowski, because I do remember you saying that Iniesta's a better player than Ronaldo. So, but nobody cares about Iniesta.
Excuse me. HH, did you say this?
Oh no.
He said it based on pure Tesh. He said it based on
last
Tesh.
week. That was last
Pure
week, by
Tesh.
the way.
Pure Tesh. No, but
You're actually waffling. You know that's not even true.
Hey, bro, you need to go watch the 2011-2012 Ronaldo season.
Somebody find me
guys,
the audio.
look at that's
Find me
it.
the audio.
Yeah.
I still believe
Cristiano
11-12
Ronaldo,
Cristiano was
11-12.
freaking amazing. That guy in 07-08
No,
in
no,
that
no.
season.
Demi Impossible.
Iniesta has never been
Players,
better than
like,
Cristiano
way
at
better.
football. Don't even try that.
I think we're looking at
In terms of technique and
soul
Salini,
selling
for
the
sure.
whole thing.
I think you lean more towards 07-08 because I always struggle to say that word. Aesthetic
Salini
wise,
tax, Salini
yes,
tax.
he was better than 11-12. But if you combine athleticism, goal scoring, skill, just everything, 11-12 is better.
I mean, Kenny, there's a difference between aesthetics and eye test, bro. Eye test wise,
No. Look. I'm gonna watch the 11-12 thing again. I'm gonna watch
Because
the 11-12
because
season
if we expect, especially that Champions League final, didn't who got sent off?
Drogba for slapping
Drogba.
someone.
See, that's what I'm saying. If Drog, and I know Ronaldo did score in that final, he was fantastic in that final, but the fact that final went to penalties and Drogba was sent off.
Okay, look, I'm gonna call it. So here's our list then. So this is our final list, and then we can dispute. So this is our final list. So final list. So this is our final list, guys. Where is my thing? So at number 1 we have Messi 18-19 at number 1. Number 2, Cristiano Ronaldo 11-12. Number 3, Benzema 21-22. Number 4, Cannibal Suarez 15-16. Number 5, Lewandowski 2020.
Funny how that's very close to my list.
I have no issue with that.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Who do you think should feel really unlucky that they didn't make that 5?
Ribery.
I say Xavier 0809, man. Like 30 assists for a midfielder playing the way he played.
Ribery, 100% Ribery.
Rafinha 24-25. Nah,
Cook Bears Cook.
He's gonna be there, man. He's gonna be there.
Okay, which name from that list are you like? You can remove Messi. You can't remove Cristiano. What Benzema did you say you cannot? You just can't. Cannibal. Those are stupid numbers with a peak Messi and peak
Lewa is the
Cristiano.
most fragile. Lewa is the most fragile.
And again, guys, you have to because people say, "Oh, COVID." Did all you guys? Leon? Did you want a second leg? Barca, did you want a second leg?
Yes.
Are you sure you wanted a second with Lewandowski?
Let's be serious. Did Barca really want a second leg? If the first leg finished 8-2, do you want to play a second leg?
Yeah, I don't think you wanted a second leg.
So we're gonna drop a remontada on their head.
I think it would have been better if you did.
Wait, hold on. SK.
9-8 on aggregate.
I think it would have been better if you did 10 instead of 5 because like that.
I mean 10 would then would be here for it. I know for 5 it makes it it's a lot harder and it's a lot more stricter if you keep the numbers small.
HH, could I ask you something about the final list? By the way, like this final list, it reveals something interesting. But would you say two things? Would you say that?
Sorry. On the before you go, because you just reminded me about something. I'm going to make an argument for Van Dijk to be on this top 5.
Well, we don't want to hear it, buddy.
We listen. I'm a big love Van Dijk in his position, but then I'm a big attackers guy. First of all, I think when people really make these lists, they very quickly come to realize a few things. Obviously, we've talked about the attacker bias. I've also said that like Neymar seems to get rated as obviously he's the third best of his generation when this guy is a half seasons merchant. That's another thing, which is the reason why he can't make these lists like this. He's a half seasons merchant. And in my opinion, these 5 players that you've mentioned are the 5 best players of this time period. But yeah.
That's interesting.
Neymar
so we've done a 5 and not a single person had Neymar in their 5.
Hey, but HH,
that's crazy.
I would say the issue with Neymar is just the dude hasn't played enough games.
No. But SK, for a guy who many people consider, but for a guy who many people consider like the 3rd most talented player of that era, from your entire career to not have a single stellar season that will even put in a top 5, that's crazy.
Yeah, but the problem is that
I think this is a game for it.
You're looking at single
because
seasons.
so we say his best season was 14-15 or 17-18 for PSG.
I think his best season is his first season at PSG. If like literally, if he played like 10 to 15 more games, I'm putting that season.
The issue with that season, right? Like you guys realize he scored 19 League on goals and no Champions League knockout goals because obviously he played amazing, but like you can't have a season like that in your top. Like no matter how aesthetic you look, you cannot have a season like that in your top 5. It's
but it can't be an aesthetic thing if you yourself have said he was scoring and assisting as well. Then it's not just.
Thank you, just respect for those memberships.
I'm gonna be honest too. His last season at Barcelona, the output wasn't necessarily there, but if just watching him game in game,
16-17 was crazy.
That's 16 like that last season at Barcelona, bro. Like you could argue, like I think we do put a lot of weight in these lists on just sheer number of goals, but you can't tell me as a footballer Lewandowski's best season was better than Neymar's 16-17. Like
plus
it's not even just that, Ricardo.
His last season at PSG, like pre-World Cup, he was actually the best player.
The thing is that what's
this actually.
I don't deny it, but it's just
wait. One at a time. So let me hear from Ricardo then from AK.
No,
and then Money Mr. Ricardo, go for it.
This is the thing with Neymar. He's had so many seasons where he starts off so fucking incredible, but we never get a finished product. Right? It's always like 60% done, 70% done. Right? So that's why we can't put him in a top 5. But those seasons had projections to be a top 5. But that last season of Neymar at Barcelona. Well, to be fair, he was fit at Barcelona. So, but that last one, it didn't have the output like 14-15, but like he was like just as good as Messi that season. It's just excluding the like goals, but Just on pure football alone, that last season on Barcelona, you can argue was better than Lewandowski's. But
what's called AK and then Money Mace.
I think, bro, I'll be honest, it's revealed another bias, bro. Well, all of us here talk about, we're performance guys, we judge on 90 minutes of football. But at the end of the day, what was this list based on a lot? Numbers.
Thank you. That's what I want. That's
G
why
and
I
A. So we can all talk about, where we watched 90 minutes of football, we were very high on performances, but at the end of the day, we're picking these lists based on numbers and based on GA. Like
but see, my response to that is that wait, quickly. AK, my response to that is that I just feel that again, Modric, Iniesta, Xavi, they were amazing, but the function that they were just unfortunate to be at a time when people did things that were so freakish. Like, I still hold to affirm that Iniesta is one of the most talented midfield players ever, just pure for football. But what we saw are guys who literally did inhumane things statistically. And based on that, unfortunately, that will always trump just how good a player really was. Because again, bro, when I just heard those numbers of Messi and Cristiano are freaking stupid. See, and the Benzema thing is, if you take away Benzema's Champions League performance, he doesn't get top 5 here. I don't care what he did in La Liga. The reason why Benzema is on this is because to be that clutch and that clinical is insane. The numbers of Cannibal and Lewandowski are like, in any decade, are freaking stupid.
The thing is, it's just those two numbers, though. Like, if we look statistically at, for example, Neymar's 16-17 and 17-18 season, I remember, he was 99th percentile of expected assists, expected goals, and chances created, big chances created. Like, he was literally leading the creative metrics in Europe those 2 seasons. And we don't look at that.
But to your point, which is why I go to the Cristiano 07-08 season. Because I think Cristiano 11-12 is a purely stats-based thing. Again, I'll watch it again, but from my memory, that's one stats. 07-08 was, I know, this is a footballer. So forget the numbers. This is just a footballing talent that gave you the goals. But even if you took the goals away from 07-08, the guy's level of football and what he was doing just as a footballer was freaking insane in 07-08.
Also, I just wanted to say on the attacker bias thing, I think the other thing you have to keep in mind too is when it comes to how we can measure how good forwards are, the sky's the limit, right? There's no limit on how many goals or assists you can score. Whereas if you're a defender, if you keep a clean sheet, you can't really do anything beyond keeping clean sheets. Right? So it's hard to stand out even more as a defender because
no. I think someone even made a comment here. A really good list would be top 5 midfielders of a particular decade. So just purely on midfielders, and now that's when it gets very interesting. Just best midfield performances, and also the key to that is don't give me assists.
This panel will be
because my thing that's when you're judging midfielders. Oh, he got 50 assists. Are these Busquets assists or PLO assists?
There's some people that would say Rodri, man. There's some people that
we gotta stop we gotta stop with this Busquets assist.
Ricardo, can
I? I'm Money Mace and then on Undisputed. Money Mace, go for it.
Thing just on the Neymar point, I get Neymar's not had a one incredible season that is top 5 in this list, but Neymar still is the 3rd best player of this generation because Neymar's done things in this generation that Benzema, Suarez, Lewandowski, I'd even argue Cristiano haven't been able to do at their best. Can any of those guys do what Neymar did against PSG? In the space of 8 minutes, win the game by yourself.
True. Yeah.
Can
but that's hat-trick against PSG was stupid though from Benzema.
Yeah.
For me, the close. No, look, put it those are the greatest 8 minutes of any player ever. Those are the greatest clutch 8 minutes of any player in the history of football. What Neymar did. So that is goated. But what Benzema did in that Champions League run under pressure was stupid. As in, it was just consistent. If you just take something in a vacuum, those 8 minutes of Neymar, I've never seen any player deliver like that under so much pressure in 8 of the most crucial pressurized minutes ever. So those are goated. So, but it's like money missed though. Like Benzema,
the problem is
come on, bro.
Neymar's done that on multiple occasions during the generation. Because even at the World Cup, 2022 World Cup, yes, Brazil lost to Croatia. Let's not forget that goal that Neymar scored.
And it was out of nowhere too. Like he completely created that.
Neymar literally got the ball 1-2, dribble past the goalkeeper, put it roof of the net. No other player apart from Messi in that list can do that. Literally win a game by yourself or produce a moment by yourself. So you might not have the numbers that these guys have.
But see, Monimus, we have to be very clear here. These are best performances over a season. These are not so, these are the best 5 players. No, like Neymar is one of the best, just based on just how good he was. Oh, he's third, Araki second best. Now, that's a different combo. I don't want to be attacked with. Araki has been the second best player of the past 15 years. But the issue, though, is that, Monimus, can you say that Neymar had an amazing, exceptional 10 months? That you'd say he had a top 5 10 months of football.
The one that I'd push as a top 5 10 months is 16-17. Because Barcelona went out the UCL has nothing to do with him, by the way. He's the reason they were in the UCL. They had no business going that far in the UCL. Barcelona were not performing well, even against Juventus, home and away. He was easily the best player on the pitch against Juventus, home and away. But his teammates just let him down. And that's been a theme in Neymar's career. He has actually performed, but his teammates have let him down on multiple occasions. He's not really.
But there's also the fitness thing as well. How many times was he fully fit for how many seasons was he fit for the entirety of the season or for most of the season?
He was fit for his Barcelona season.
What's it called?
I think like when the Lewandowski Neymar thing, it's kind of interesting because it shows what you value in football, right? Like Lewandowski fundamentally has 2 things over Neymar that are absolutely critical. The first thing, he's clearly a better goal scorer, like in every way, heading, weak foot, like just a better goal scorer.
He's a striker.
Yes,
Neymar isn't a striker, so boy,
that's part of it, right? And the second thing is obviously fitness. Lewandowski is basically almost never injured. He's a fitness freak, and Neymar is always injured. Fundamentally, though, like I think the thing with Neymar, right? Like when you look at Messi, like why do we consider Messi the GOAT? Sure, he's won everything. Like he's won so much. He's amazing aesthetically, all this stuff. But a big reason is like, despite all of that, he scored like his career goal tally is up there with the very best. It's only behind Cristiano. He's an unbelievable goal scorer too. And that was the one thing Neymar was lacking. And people sometimes don't view goal scoring as a talent, but in my opinion, it clearly is a talent. It's not the only talent. Creation is also huge, but goal scoring is like a big talent. The ability to score goals consistently, score goals in big games, it's a talent. It's the one thing Neymar, in my opinion, is lacking, along with fitness, which means it's very hard for him to have an iconic season, like a Benzema
that's
type
why
season.
everybody, like, whenever Neymar is like stats is used, it's always per 90.
Yeah,
It's
but
never like
Neymar's had seasons where he scored over 30 goals. Like if you his per 90 goals,
understood,
up there with
the biggest
good goals.
indication of the why we rate players is the clutch. It's not actually the number of goals. Because for example, people say that Drogba's better than Harry Kane, and rightfully so. Because Drogba didn't score a lot of goals, but Drogba scored the important goals, which is why I'm confused why Lewandowski's on this list.
But
in my
but you know what? You know, like Money Mace has just made me like. I'll be real with you.
That
Money Mace has made me look at that Lewandowski season,
by
bro.
the way.
But
Stat
HH,
padding galore,
the issue
Wolfsburg,
with this,
Mönchengladbach.
right?
Not gonna lie, that's
But because the issue with this, right, is that you can, like, for instance, do you think Lewandowski was clutch for Dortmund in 12-13? But he didn't win anything, so that's why we don't include it, obviously.
Yes,
and his
because he
stats were not
performed in the
quite
big
as high.
games.
And the issue
No,
is also like,
okay. Here's the thing. Let's look at that Lewandowski 2020. Would you say he was clutch?
that's the one thing he was lacking.
Like,
a lot of
Money Mace. Now we're going into uncomfortable convos. Hold on. He's fat now. He's overweight and he needs to go to a fat camp. You could make an argument. Gnabry was probably more clutch and critical for Bayern in that run.
Well, here's the thing. But you could also argue you're putting a lot of weight in just clutchness as well, because you with Lewandowski's the sheer number of goals is crazy, but clutchness, the like a moment of clutchness only comes when the games are obviously tied down close. But how many times have we seen Lewandowski just win you fucking games without it even having to resort to a clutch moment? That's level of dominance. So when we're talking about performance, that doesn't necessarily mean that clutch is the end all be all. So it's like, I think you guys are putting too much weight on just clutchness, because if you have to go to a clutch moment every single time, like that tells you a lot about.
You'd
the
have to
player on the team.
disqualify a lot of seasons with the clutch argument against Lewandowski. There's a lot of great
No,
seasons.
no,
that
I'm
you have to
just
disqualify.
I'm just saying general.
Shout out to Don. Not going to lie, Undisputed changed my mind on the best players are at least 90% attackers. They regarded higher, and the evidence was this list right here. But then I'm one of those guys that feels that some of the best midfielders, specifically defense. I'll say it again. I'm not putting any defender of the last 15 years in the same category as the guys I grew up with in the 90s or the 2000s. I'm not. You could argue that this is probably the better era of midfielders, maybe, but then I'm putting Pirlo over a lot of guys. You know, I'm putting Pirlo over a lot of guys, and he's probably before this generation, because this generation is very midfield attack, inside forward heavy. So my thing though is this: we've not seen people do numbers like this ever in football. We've never had a group, we've never had a generation do numbers like this ever before.
And
like
you see it
Nazario
even
was like
now.
an outlier in the 90s, but in terms of like Lewandowski, Cannibal, Cristiano, Messi, all in the same generation, all doing crazy numbers.
I have a question. Then I have a question. Suppose you could take one player off this list and replace them with a position that, let's say, a midfielder. Which midfielder would it be? If you had to remove one player off this list,
I'm taking out Lewandowski, putting in Iniesta.
Which year though?
Which year?
Either 08, 09 or 10, 11.
I think one interesting thing, right? I remember there was a video on Twitter that's circulating around of the England national team, and they were asking all the players, like, what position did you start off as in football? And they were all saying forward. They were all saying forward, which to me shows that initially most players, they start off forward and they go back if they're not good enough. Does that not kind of tell you something?
No,
That's a lie.
Is it a lie?
But you see, again, this is like now my secondary age. I think that what Messi and Cristiano have done, if you're a 7-year-old, you're like, bro, I want to be 50 goals, 60 goals. But me growing up, they were defenders were like heroes. When you were going up against AC Milan, Maldini was a superstar. Costacota was the superstar. Cannavaro was the superstar. Desai was a superstar. So people were like, yeah, I am a defender. And if you were a top defender, that was something to be given a pride with. Being a defender is not cool in 2025. It's not cool being a defender in 2025.
Started as a goalkeeper. Drogba started as a right back.
But these are kind of the exceptions.
Bro, like I'll tell you from personal experience. When I grew up and I was playing, I originally was a left winger, but then my coach told me, "You're not good enough to be a left winger. You don't find yourself in goal scoring positions enough to be a left winger." So he told me, "You're a good dueler. You're a good 1v1. So go back and become a left back." And that's what I was like. Bro, like, the best I can tell from personal experience. A lot of the people that I played with when I grew up playing football, they all wanted to be forwards, but they were all pushed back as they grew up, because the coach saw some certain traits in them that would be better utilized elsewhere, apart from the forward positions where they weren't just good enough. Like, that's just how the game is.
You see, I would be interested to if we did the same list of like top 5 performances from, like, let's say 1990 to 2005. And whether it would be 5 attackers, because
I think it still would be.
It still would be
over Maldini, over Desai in 93 and 94.
I'm putting Barcelona R9.
If you're gonna do
Yeah,
them dumbass
So,
question like that,
okay. Outside of Arnold, no, so I'm a big Weah fan. Am I putting Baggio, Weah, Batistuta, Shevchenko over Desai?
Yes.
What about Thierry?
Maldini?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
no.
you are.
Don't even try that.
Wait,
That top
Zidane?
five- That
Zidane in
You're the first one
06?
that's gonna put Zidane.
what about Juve Zidane? What about Juve Zidane?
You're the first one that's gonna put Zidane in this list.
You see how the smile faded when he-
Let's be honest. Isn't Zidane kind of an attacker? If you're being honest, like broadly
Well,
speaking.
even if it was all five, but at least like four of them would be attackers. But let's be real.
Bro, let's be
One
honest. No,
defender?
that is a bro. None of it, like 90% of your demographic wasn't even alive to experience that football consciously. So like,
Oh no. That's one thing. It's like I'm probably the only guy who would be able to speak on it because most of you guys wouldn't be able to speak on it because guys, Oliver Kahn was a freaking demon. Bro.
Yeah, but Oliver,
like
but
is like Oliver Kahn had
Oliver
a
Kahn
bro,
said
Schmeichel.
What I would also say though is when we talk about GA, like you were just saying this earlier, it gets to like I feel like once you reach like 55, 60 GA, like it gets to a point where it's all right, bro. Like we can't say shit.
So especially is the solution top 5 attackers, top 5 midfielders, top 5 defenders?
Yes.
Is that the solution?
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
like we will always be drawn by 50 goals, 60 goals over. Oh, he played really well for his role. So I think the easiest thing and the first thing is midfielders, defenders, attackers.
That's the first thing. The first thing that you learn in football.
But also another thing I will say is that let's be honest, like if this was a list of top 5 defender seasons, not as many people would show up to your hangout because that's just straight up not as exciting. Like let's be honest.
No, true. No, and also key thing here. I'm just like let me just even make this a thing. Let's just talk about the number one. So here's my thing. I don't think this is really a big call. In our lifetime, are we ever seeing a season like Messi 89-19 or 11-12?
Doubtful.
I say no.
I don't think so.
I say no.
There's a better.
And also, do you know why I say this? I just specifically know is like it's not only the talent, it's where football is headed.
Yes.
Because football right now is about system. Remember, Messi was just before football was really making that radical change. So he came in 05 under. I remember he came in under Rijkaard. And Rijkaard was old school, like you go. So he came in before the game really became tactical. And once a guy is that talented and was allowed to now grow and morph, he was not able to now say what's up in 18 and 19. I don't know whether you'd have a guy who can give you for 10 months goals, assisted dribbling, goals, assisted dribbling, goals, assisted dribbling, goals, assisted dribbling, clutch, free kick for 10 months. We're not seeing that. You're seeing like maybe 2-3 crazy months, but for the best part of 10 months, that like we're never seeing that again in a lifetime.
And it's not even just that; it's also how bad Barcelona were as a team. Like that team had no business
It's
being that close to a
the
treble.
carry job, yeah.
It just could like briefly go back to the previous topic. Like I'm just curious, like who do you think, like if you could say you have a team, right? Like who would you rather have on your team? Lewandowski, I'm not even going to pick the best attacker. If I'm going to pick a great attacker, Lewandowski or the best defender you can ever imagine of Desai, Maldini, whoever,
Maldini.
or Lewandowski. Who would you pick?
It depends on the state of my team.
Well, let's say
It depends on the kind of team that. Because put it this way, no. If I have a decent striker or decent inside forwards, I'm picking Maldini. If I have Timo Werner in attack, I'm taking him. So it depends on what's the state of my team.
Here's the thing. Look at Chelsea, right? Chelsea have a brick attack and a brick defense. So who are you taking?
You know what?
You need a defender.
I'm taking Maldini. Do you know why? Chelsea have been up 1-0 several times and have conceded. And that's because we don't have any leadership in defense.
Yeah, but you could also be 2-0 up, 3-0 up with Lewandowski.
No. But my thing though is, well, the issue though is that how much is actually being created.
For fun are going to leave out.
I'm not gonna lie. When you have,
need a keeper to it.
I think Lewandowski would peak Lewandowski would transform Chelsea completely. Like like take it up a whole new level.
Was yes.
You could make the argument that peak Maldini
So on that thing then, okay, do Liverpool still do what they do without Van Dijk? in that era from 2018 until 2022?
Like the whole.
So
the
basically,
whole
no
era,
Van Dijk. Do you still do what you
I'm
do?
thinking. No, but we don't do
Well,
the
with
same
the
with
Wagner
Salah
Clave.
either. Like
we'll
I
lead
think,
goals. For sure we'll lead goals, but I don't think it'll be the
like
come on,
if
that's
like
too
let's
much
be
of
honest,
a
like if we
hypothetical.
have Konate and Matip there, let's assume they're okay reasonably fitness wise. I don't think that's as much of a drop off as losing Salah, in my opinion. It just isn't.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think it
Shout
is.
out to I'll come to it. So shout out to Casey. Cause of your generation, 90s, late 80s sucked. Overweight,
That
alcoholic, and
disrespect.
some drug addicted players who were getting best in the world shouts for harvest level stats.
That's
See, Casey, these are lies. Casey,
Yeah,
these are
man.
lies. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. These are all lies, bro.
Bro, I saw
Respect the 90s, bro.
Clivert's stats like after you were gassing him up like on the members hangout. Bro, that guy's stats were
He
that's
scored
like
in the World Cup
that's
semi.
Havertz level stats, bro.
He scored in the World Cup
That's
semi.
Havertz level. That's
No. Don't give me
Fulkrug
stats. He scored in the World Cup
That's
semi.
Fulkrug
How
stats.
many of your stats merchants have scored in the
Bro,
World Cup semi?
Cliver was getting Ballon d'Or shots with Fulkrug
Wait,
stats.
hold on. So, shout out to Invincible Thought. Defensive midfielders have one of the most difficult positions.
That's a yellow at least.
You need to have a footballing IQ too. Oh no! It is.
Yeah.
Is that the hardest position to play in football now?
Yes,
DM?
because you need to understand everyone else's position when you play DM as well.
Yeah.
And you have to be.
What's
and you
the
have to be-
Situation.
No, first of all, AK, don't disrespect Clive. Clive was a quality striker. Second
We
of all,
done with the 90s. Nah,
I don't care about
AK, respect your elders. Respect the 90s. Money mace.
no, I'm trying to remember what was the point that Undisputed was talking about in terms of do you do what you do with Van Dijk? I don't think Liverpool do, to be honest. Because the whole point with Van Dijk as well is that Van Dijk is the leader. So Konate and Matip look good being next to Van Dijk. Can either of these guys
need a leader in
lead
defense,
the
yeah.
defense? Can either
No,
of
Money
these
Mace. Who's
guys
gonna cover
lead the
for? Who's
defense?
gonna cover for Trent when he bombs for him?
Well, that's
No,
what I was saying.
Konate can do that, I think, but who can like lead and marshal the defense? Because
Money mace.
not lie.
Thiago Silva, age 60, will drastically help our Bournemouth defense.
Oh, yeah,
60 Thiago
100%.
Silva will drastically help our defense because he's a leader and he's experienced. But yeah, continue.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because even Dejan Love, just by being next to Van
Mike
Dijk,
is crazy.
even
Yeah, Mike is crazy. I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me.
Bro, you can put anybody next. I'll be real. Van Dijk, in my opinion, he's one. Even though he's not won a lot, in terms of pure quality, he's one of the best centre backs to ever play the game. Like, he's that highly rated.
Oh, hold on. No, I see it.
He is.
To ever play the game?
You can put a wooden plank next to Van Dijk and he will make that his best centre back partner. Like, that's how good Van Dijk is.
No, Van Dijk,
I've
I
never
think,
seen-
is one of the best of his generation. So put Van Dijk as one of the best defenders of all ever is crazy. No, I've seen too many
think
amazing
so.
defenders, bro.
I don't think that's that crazy.
I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah.
So you putting Van Dijk in the same convo as Maldini, Nesta, Desai.
I mean, maybe he's not better, but he can chat to them.
We definitely eat to the table. Like it's definitely.
Nah, he's got to go to small
in
boys
terms
table.
of,
Bro.
I'll be honest, I put Van Dijk on like Leo Terry level for Prem center back.
He's better.
No, I think
Well, just as good as him, I think.
He's better.
In terms of ability.
People need to put some respect on Rio and Terry. Like Terry is a racist adulterer.
Can I ask you a
Peak
question,
Terry
Ajay?
was a good defender, bro.
Well, I'm sure.
Sorry.
Of course he was.
Can I ask
bro.
you a question, Ajay?
Yeah, Barbara, what's the question?
So if you say we all recognize that the 2010s and the 2020s is a very attacking era, right? So would you put some respect for Van Dijk, the fact that he's doing so well in an era where attacking is just out of this world? He's doing so well. He puts fear in
But as we
attackers.
see, but as I said, Barry, the crazy numbers came from which league? That's the thing. Is like in the Premier League. Okay, you have Kane, but has anybody in the Premier League done?
I mean,
what
you have Salah.
Not gonna lie, I seen Van Dijk duck the
Oh
ball
no,
from Messi
well,
in the Champions League final.
he's in his team.
Yeah, you know, I am a huge Van Dijk fan, and I would argue to put him into top 5. But we have to talk about Van Dijk backing away. How many times does Van Dijk really go? Okay, like, do you trust Van Dijk in a 1v1 against a Messi, against a Neymar? against a
Bro,
peak
he literally didn't get
Cristiano 1v1. I'm gonna not take you on in an ISO position.
There was a 2-year period where strikers were literally 1v1 with Van Dijk, and they dribbled away from Van Dijk because they knew they couldn't get past him. Like
You're saying strikers were afraid of Van Dijk?
Yes, strikers were afraid of Van Dijk for 2 years.
Who are these strikers? Who are these strikers? Who are these strikers? Who are these strikers?
Bro, I literally saw Suarez pick up the ball, see Van
I think
Dijk
there was
in a
wasn't there
1v1
a
and
time
turn
period?
around.
Wasn't there a time period where it was
Didn't
like there was
Suarez
one
score, like,
period
last second?
where Van Dijk was not dribbled past for at least 2 years?
Because he backed away.
No, that's not a great thing because Lindelof wasn't dribble pass for
I
like
saw
3
I
years.
saw one time what's it called?
Lindelof wasn't dribble pass
Van
3 years.
Dijk called for backup when Messi was sizing him up. So
That's Messi.
Brother,
Brother, it's Messi.
Nah, don't care, don't care, don't care.
I'm calling the army.
Van Ora should have
Do you know what? Do you know why you can't use the arguments?
You're not asking someone to go
No, hold on.
LeBron.
A piss bag over the hill morphine drip Nesta took up the Messi challenge.
Right? Yeah, but that was one time.
He took it up,
and he had a
Milan
better
defended so deep during that game. Don't even try that.
What year was
I know which moment you're talking about. He
Nesta
literally
handled
tackled him from the best angle you can do. That's a lot different from
No.
Messi.
I mean, basically, the issue though is, guys, let's be real. They have this is not the great era of defenders. This is a good era of attackers. Of defenders, it's not.
No,
And let's be real. Let's be real. Are we putting Ramos all time?
That's a scary conversation.
Yes,
what's it? 16 red cards, 20 red cards, 23 red cards.
I'm gonna be dead with you. I'm dying by the hill that Godin and Chiellini are the better defenders of this era.
Bro, people might not like this quality.
In terms of just pure defending, yeah.
HH, quality-wise, I think Van Dijk is a better centre-back than Ramos. Like, I'm not going to lie. I think Ramos is one of the most overrated players in football history.
Ramos is not a great defender.
I'm gonna be dead ass with you. PK is better.
Actually, I can't even lie. I can't even lie, bro.
If we're gonna be dead ass, no. Let's be honest. Hold on. Let's be honest.
I'll see later the bots. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
I'll bring help to the hill.
As whatever a modern fullback, the defender is, what's the one thing that pretty much clouds people's judgment on Ramos?
His recognizals?
How rash he is?
No, it's his ability to score goals.
Oh, like positively, man.
No, forget that.
Nah,
Just
let's
talk
be
pure
honest.
defending. Just talk pure defending between them.
I'm not saying he's like clear.
Thiago Silva? Peak for peak?
Thiago Silva did age better. I'm not gonna lie.
If Thiago Silva moved to a La Liga team or a Premier League team, he would be regarded as probably the best defender of his generation.
There is one thing that isn't Ramos'
talent-wise, Thiago Silva is the best defender of his generation. The reason why he isn't given that tag is because he stayed at PSG for too long. If he had gone to a La Liga team or an EPL team, Thiago Silva would be regarded as the best defender of his generation.
And also when Brazil conceded 7, that was after he got suspended for that.
No, there's actually a thing with Ramos because we all agree that Marcelo was a horrible defender.
Yes.
The amount of times Ramos had to cover for Marcelo.
This is true.
Like I understand your red card point, but like the amount of times he was getting dragged out of position because Marcelo was so forward. He literally had to cover a whole left flank. And at that point, you were bound to get a couple of cuts.
No, but AK, when I look at Ramos and Pepe, like they're obviously not at the same level, but they're kind of the same sort of defender. I look at those two, and they're like they have something.
I'll be honest though. I'll be honest, Money Mace. Pepe aged better. Pepe aged better. Like Pepe
Pepe aged better than Ramos. Like I look at those two, they had something called thug tags, where it's
crazy.
Like
they were UFC fighters.
They're so physical that people didn't want to go near them, so people almost bought the physicality as part of the centre back quality, which it kind of is.
Wait, hold on. Let me. So shout out to Casey. Zidane, the fraud at Juve, lost Serie A to Lazio when they were paying the refs, lost the CL final to freaking Dortmund, then joins Real #Real KD. But Casey, you effing moron. He was still regarded as one of the most talented players of all time, with one of the greatest World Cup performance of all time.
Mbappe is the same thing.
Casey, 90s are the most overrated generation for both NBA and
he's calling Jordan overrated.
No, it's not. No, but correct me if I'm wrong. Jordan played in the 90s. Correct me if I'm wrong. R9 Nazare played in the 90s. Yeah, thank you. Casey, Weah scored 7 goals in his Ballon d'Or season.
Wait,
is
this true?
Those were clutch
Is
goals.
true?
Those were clutch goals. And it's about performance.
7 goals.
more than that.
Shout out to Casey.
goals. 7
VVD over terrorist systems.
There's a
don't count.
DEI tax on
Nah,
Ballon d'Or,
You know,
man.
can I just say about
Wait,
Terry?
there's no
He's
way
obviously-
Weah scored.
Can I just say
Wait,
about
on the
Terry?
specific way, on the specific way.
Obviously, Terry's a great defender, right? And but I do think though that it is a little bit worrying when I saw some of his compilations when he's in open space and like when he's exposed. Because there's a clip out there, HH. I don't know if you want to know it, but there's a clip out there of Jordan Henderson dribbling past John Terry and then putting it top bins.
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
You've seen
Can
it,
we see
right?
this clip? Can we see this clip?
What the fuck you talking about?
Was this Jordan Henderson at Sunderland or Jordan Henderson his first season at Liverpool?
I think it might have been first
It
season
might
at
be the one
Liverpool.
against Sunderland.
He was 1-on-1 with Terry. He nutmegs him. Terry slips, and then Henderson puts it top bin.
It's the one at
Wait, hold on. Okay, I don't know that clip.
I have a similar.
So again,
another English.
before we go, so just so the final list before we go. So, number 1, Messi 2018-2019. Number 2, Cristiano 11-12. Number 3, Benzema 21-22. Number 4, Cannibal Suarez 2015-2016. Number 5, Lewandowski 2019-2020. Also, are we happy with that, or is there one name that shouldn't be there? That we refer to be off that list? I think that's a pretty fair list. It's just that number 5 is interesting.
It's the weakest link, but it's still makes it just about.
Yeah. No, again, being the weakest link is not taking anything away but then I think COVID almost counts against Lewandowski, because let's say you took away COVID. Imagine what Lewandowski would have done that freaking season. Because I think he breaks Cristiano's record if there's no COVID. Like, I think basically those top 3
there's also a point against that. With COVID, would Bayern be able to get away with taking steroids without COVID?
Yeah. There is a steroid tax on that. You
Would Bayern be able to get away without taking steroids?
Jordan was playing against farmers.
All German engineers.
LeBron's the goal, man.
LeBron's the goal. What are we doing, bro? Guys, it's been swell. It's been
Wait, do we have
one love.